In the valley of the shadows, land of the scorpion, stung by the darkness, swimming in all the poison. I need some angel music, so damn hot down here. I need some angel music, so to wash away the fear. Come with some angel music, so damn hot down here. I need some angel music, so to wash away the fear. Holy, unseen, I plead, show me some mercy. Grandma, come on down here and sing your prayer with me. Cause I can shine like a raven if I get a little bit of sun, with a little bit of light, just a little bit of sun. I can shine like a raven if I get a little bit of sun, with a little bit of light. I can shine like a raven. I can shine like a raven. I can shine like a raven. In the land of the shadows, the valley of the scorpion, stung by the darkness, swimming in out the poison. I need some angel music. I need some angel music. I want some angel music, the song to wash away the fear. Holy, unseen, I play, show me some mercy. Grandpa, come on down here and sing your prayer with me. Cause I can shine like a raven, with a little bit of sun, a little bit of light, just a little bit of sun. Black feather glisten, just a little bit of light, a little bit of sun. I can shine like a raven, shine like a raven. Black feather glisten. Pull me up from the Snake River, I want to be one. Pull me up from the Snake River, I want to know freedom.
What's happening?
What's happening, my brothers? Captain, my captain.
Captain of the ship. She can't go. She's giving her all the captain.
Hey, it's hard to get movement out here in space, you know. Keep thrusting, but we just don't go nowhere.
Well, JJ, you obviously found the lost technology. I'm glad.
Yeah, it was hiding in India the whole time. Can y'all hear the shenanigans?
Yep. Whew. I gotta lay down. My back's bugging me. I can't. Sorry. My headphones. No. My headphones are gonna make noise, so I'm gonna have to mute them if I'm not talking.
All right.
Good to see everybody. Phil
Yeah,
Frelcom.
Frelcom, exactly. We can make up words as well, you know. Redefine reality. You're Frelcom, by the way.
Yeah.
Mute myself over here. Can you hear me now? This is like
Space
a
is
Verizon
hard.
commercial. Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure they can hear me now. I'm on both sides. I got the speaker going. I mean, the mic on both Restream and YouTube. I mean, Restream and Google Meets. Good God, too much stuff. Am I muted now? Can you hear me?
I
can hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope they can hear me. Oh yeah, Big Pine says yeah.
Yes.
We're good now.
Got it.
We're 5x5, 100%.
The Eagle has landed, folks.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
No, whatever comes to mind. I like the way the Foundry's handling things, especially with all the shenanigans that's gone on the other side. So
you talking about Vlad?
Yeah, Vlad and JJ. This man keeps putting out content and he won't stop.
Yeah, I know. You pumped out some videos today.
Oh yeah,
can't stop. The
It's
one-stop shop, you know.
So are we in agreement that they can't go any further with this crap? That it's just kind of hit its crescendo. It's can't go any further. It can't go any faster. It just can't. That's it. End of the road. The only thing they could do is look at the sky now.
Yeah, that's about it. Looking at the sky is a wonderful thing. You can learn a whole lot about where you're standing, right?
Yeah, you might even get lucky and see Katy Perry.
Oh yeah, falling from a giant
ejaculation. She's up here somewhere, man. She's up here. Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
Kevin Perry. You mean Kevin Perry?
Kevin Perry, yeah. Oh, he took off his spacesuit. I guess we're coming back into orbit or out of orbit.
I found a hole in it. I can't be having that, you know.
No.
Had to tuck my tail and run.
Tuck tail.
Oh, shit got serious.
I'm just wondering. I don't know how to put this properly. How you can remain in this arena and not see this stuff for what it is.
There's one answer to that, and it's probably non-authentic is the word that comes to mind. Right?
Yeah, I mean, just look at the NASA fails for one. That's one of the givens. I mean, and if they wouldn't have to fake anything, if they actually could if they were actually in the place they say they are, the physics would match up with what it is, you know, and they wouldn't have to cover anything up or like. The only thing I've ever seen that was put out about NASA fails is the giants in space. You ever watch that? Where they're on the space shuttle. That's just a reflection of the guy behind them. That's what's going on there. Oh, we got one. Hey, we have company. Look who it is.
You gotta set the hook. Don't pull it too fast.
Okay, all right.
Surprise me.
Yeah, guess who it is?
Wesley.
Yeah, there you are. Hey, Wesley, how's it going?
Wesley
You're on mute, by the way.
He'll snipe you. Wesley snipes.
Wes, come on, man. There's a mute button there.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we
There
can
you
hear
go.
you now. Absolutely.
Hey, I wanted to come on. Roger, are we still up for a debate or no?
Oh, dude, I've talked to Sean, which you said I didn't talk to Sean, and he said it's all right. We'll have a debate. They're going to set it up
Oh,
for us.
cool.
So it's going to be on his channel. It's going to be like around New Year's after.
Okay. And what's the debate? What's the topic of the debate?
The topic's going to be relativity because you conceded on Newton's gravity, right? You
No.
said we don't use that. Well, that's what you told me and Tony on the Flats' stream.
Tony.
Yeah, Anthony.
Tony?
The sleeping warrior, dude. Anthony.
Oh, Anthony. Anthony.
Yeah. They go by
No.
Tony but short. Yeah.
I gotcha. I didn't know. I only knew him by Sleeping Warrior, but thanks for I didn't know.
I've known him for a while, dude. I mean, like
I that's the first time I've ever talked with him.
Yeah.
Dude, that is a cool hat. What in the
Like it,
world,
man?
JJ? That is cool.
The fucking wizard, man.
That's great. You look like Gandalf.
Hell
Wesley,
yeah.
you can do that yourself. If you go to the tile, you can actually choose
There you
your
go.
own background, and you can dress up like a Muppet, just like us.
I'm good. I just want to make sure. So the topic is relativity, and
Yeah, we'll start with special relativity. We'll work our way back to the
okay.
general relativity.
All right. Well, yeah, you just let me know what time, what date and time, and I'll be there.
Well, yeah, dude, no problem. I sent you a copy of the email I got back from him, right?
Yeah, no, that's great. I didn't see a date or time, so that's why I was asking.
No, yeah, he was asking me, and I answered him. Yeah.
Okay.
If you read the whole thing, he asked me what
Okay.
time, and it was one of his guys that handled that stuff. He has a platform for debates.
Yeah. The other thing I want to ask you about, I heard the other night, I can't remember when it was, but you said that you're going to start maybe applying for Antarctica, but you and D-Man had another idea that.
Well, D-Man's got a good idea. Yeah, he's got a real good idea, actually.
Are you sharing it yet or not yet?
I've already shared it, dude. You should watch my shows.
Oh, well, I watched some of them. I just I don't stay up as late as you do. So what's the gist?
The gist is to get an observation to the location where you guys were, a proper one.
What guys?
TFE. That's the whole reason I'm going down there, dude. This has been happening.
Gotcha. I thought it was in lieu of you going down there. Like if you didn't go, what was there was another one.
Do you know the whole history of TFE and me?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. I was offered a spot on it if I could raise the funds, right? You know that?
Yep. Did you raise the funds?
Well, no. The thing was that the platform that I was offered to put my GoFundMe on wouldn't put the GoFundMe on it. The platform being the TFE platform. I was told I could. I even revamped it for them at their request, and they still didn't put it on there.
Yeah.
They didn't want me to go to begin with, dude. That's the whole point. Because of who I associate with.
Yeah. Do you think you would have been able to raise the funds even if they put your website up there?
I'm sure I could have done better than what I had done so far. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but so Critical Think, right? Like he's still fundraising for all the expenses. And I don't know how many subscribers he did, but he didn't even come close, and so he's still trying to make up for the debt for the loan that he took out. So
you should talk to McToon. I mean, McToon can raise the money for him quick. I watched that man raise $20,000 quick.
Yeah. He's got a lot of subs. Well, I think he's got like 40,000 or something like that.
He got them all from Conspiracy Cats. He didn't come by those authentically at all. Okay. He got the channel from Conspiracy Cats to begin with, and with all those subs to go with it. Conspiracy Cats dropped out and became a ghost hunter. That's what he does now. So.
Yeah, and how do you have 40,000 subs, but you only have 1,000 views? Look at the ratio, and it'll show you authenticity of your subs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, he was able to raise 35,000 or whatever it was to go.
I think he only got 20,000 out of the GoFundMe. I watched it happen.
He didn't have a GoFundMe. He just set up a PayPal.
He set up a PayPal that he did while he ran a stream, and he just got people to donate. Yeah, sorry, you're right.
Yep. So how do you know how much he raised?
Because he announced it as it was going, dude. He was.
Oh, okay.
Doing it live. Yeah. That's
Cool.
how I know. I was watching, dude.
Well, he didn't do it on one stream. He did it over months.
Yeah, he did like 2 or 3 days in a row. I couldn't watch all of them. I had to sit up for days with him, and he had like Ruhif come out of the bathroom while he was there. In the middle of one of them, it was funny as hell. He's like in the back, he walks out.
Yeah. Ruhif was on his stream.
No, it was Dave McKeegan that came out of the back room. That's who it was. It was one of his lives where he's doing fundraising for Antarctica. They're all connected somehow. I think they know each other quite well.
Well, I'm glad you're watching his streams. He's got a lot of good stuff on there.
I normally don't watch his channel. That was just during that marathon because we were involved with TFE, and they had blackballed me from going. So I'm going to watch these guys do it. They would not put my email or my GoFundMe on the TFE channel. And I actually even talked to Duffy in person, man. It was just really weird. He knows who I am. He's talked to me. He was cordial. He wanted to let me come over to his church and do a presentation one day, and that never happened. I think Bob Enyard doesn't like us, and he's thumbing his nose from the grave. You know Bob Enyard. You know who Bob?
No,
Enyard
who is that? No, who is that?
Well, that's Duffy's mentor, man. You know Duffy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Duffy was.
Who is? How do you know Bob Enyard?
How do I know about him? He's the original anti-flat earther, dude. He wanted to raise money to send one of us flat earthers to space.
What? Oh man, is he around still? Because I don't even know who this guy is.
He's the pastor of Duffy's. Was the pastor of the same church that Duffy's the pastor of now.
Oh,
Duffy's took his place after he passed.
Small world, huh?
Yeah. He lived right down the road.
Wait a minute.
Actually, yeah.
Wait a minute. He didn't know that Bob Enyard wasn't a anti-flat earth. That he was
anti-glober.
No.
Yeah.
He didn't know.
I never knew what. I've never heard that name before.
You never heard Enyard's name before? Yeah. You ain't been in here real long, have you?
No, I've only been in this 2 or 3 years, so it's.
And they all have connections with Jaron for some reason too. It's weird.
Enyard. How do you spell his last name? ENYARD.
Enyard. Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Look, monsters here. The cookie.
Hey, Wesley.
Cookie. How's it going?
Wesley. Yeah. Bad question for Wesley.
Okay, question.
Yeah,
you gotta raise your hand. Hold on, raise your hand.
Oh wait. I got it. Here we go. Wesley.
Are you a hobbit?
Yeah. Hey, you think Witsit faked his breath?
Oh, did he fake his breath?
Yeah, when he was in Antarctica.
I know he was vaping or something like that.
Well, yeah.
Right, but do you think the question is? Do you think he?
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, I'm remembering.
Do you think he blew it in the camera to make it people to think? For sure, he did. Now, why would he do that?
Because he was feeling like he was getting called out for not being in Antarctica, and he doesn't have any self-worth, and so to please the crowd, he did it like an idiot.
I heard what I needed to hear. I don't need to comment on it, but I think it's ridiculous, obviously. But
yeah, it's dumb. I agree with you.
No, the fact that that's what you conclude to, I mean, anything but the reason he blew his breath is to fake that it was colder than it was, because that's ultimately, that's why he faked it, is because people, when you're in Antarctica, it's supposed to be so many degrees, right? And if it isn't, then if he's not where he says he is or in the temperature he says he is, then obviously that's why he faked it, right? To make people think that he was in that condition.
Yeah, but he didn't have to because
he was there and it was that cold.
Well, no, because you wouldn't
have to fake it.
No. Well, yeah, correct, because it was too dry to actually see humidity.
Then why not just let that be the case? Why would you want to fake something? And
I don't know. I can't explain a lot of.
You're gonna put yourself at risk, dude, for no reason.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, it was a stupid move.
Obviously, there's more to it than you're just thinking. Then is what I'm getting at. Because there is a plausibility. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you got to take all the variables. And
at what temperature would you see your breath, and what temperature wouldn't you see your breath?
So it's a combination of temperature and humidity. So yeah.
Right. And that's presupposing that they're in some desert that is not like any other desert, by the way, because if it was below 30 degrees in the desert I'm from, you're still going to see your breath. So I don't just buy it because they say it, but, the only reason he would fake it, and not the only reason, but the most plausible reason that he would fake it is perhaps it wasn't cold enough to where he was to see your breath. So, if it wasn't, then he would have just left it at that. Hey, you can't see my breath, right? Well, it is what it is. But to go to the extent and the risk of, your credibility and to fake it tells a lot, right? I mean, that's
Yep.
why we are with him. You know,
No,
there's no
totally
recovery
agree with
after
you.
that.
I totally agree with you. It was a stupid move on his part, and he's messed up before in the past, so it's not uncommon
And
to
that's
him.
just one gate, you know. We
Yeah.
all have. There's many more, and that's why we have problems, which we already knew there would be problems before they even went because they had been caught lying about it previously. You know,
JJ, who would you have sent and trusted to go
you
down
don't
there?
send nobody.
Okay.
Antarctica is off limits. That's a gatekeeping area that you're not going to go to and come back non-compromised. You get it? You see what I'm saying? You're
So
not.
do you think like
It's
all
off
the
limits, dude. I think it's
yeah,
all fakery. I think that anybody that goes there is they're in on it, dude, and it's all
okay.
staged, just like the moon landing, just like everything else you get to see by with all these psyops they have nothing to do with the shape of the earth. Look at the enemy. Look how they use the same playbook.
Yeah.
You have to look from a bigger picture, and that's why I keep saying it's not the shape of the earth that matters. It's the who and the why. What the hell is going on? Why are we living in such a deceptive division? Of an illusion of reality.
Okay,
Right?
can I ask you a question? Like, how do you determine? I'm guessing that there's parts of history that you agree with and parts of history you disagree with, or do you just disagree with all of history?
If we can't prove it, I don't agree with it, man. I don't blindly trust anything. That's why I say trust no one unless you can, it's demonstrable, observable,
Okay.
testable, that science thing that
Yeah.
you guys keep saying you appeal to. Let's go to it, And we know that history is written by the victors. It's his story.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that don't make it true or false. It could be true, it could be false, but that don't make it true. And
So
I personally know that we've been through a reset where they've dumbed down humanity and they were way more advanced in the past than they are today.
no, that's very. I think that's very intellectually
Logical.
honest. I guess
It's
the question.
logical, man.
Yeah.
That's
No.
all.
I get you.
But
The
before we go any
question, like,
further, can I ask you a question, Wes, before we get off
yeah.
topic?
Sure, go
Do
ahead.
you think I can actually go freely explore Antarctica on my own?
So I would say you have to, like any country you go to, you have to get documentation to be able to go. The Antarctic Treaty says you have to notify countries and have a license to go because it's protected for scientific purposes. At least that's what the treaty says.
Mhm.
So just like you can't go to Iran and freely explore there, you can't go to Antarctica and freely explore. So to that point, I would say that's the case.
Okay, so when you bring up the scientific part, what is science to you, Wesley?
Doing experiments and observations would be the base of it.
Well, you're missing probably one of the big things that go with it naturally. Natural occurrences, natural. And if you can't manipulate nature in that way, then it becomes law. They make
Anything.
natural laws.
So
Yeah.
science, the definition of nature in science, only for science, is anything that's physical, right? So
Yeah.
even if man can create it, or if animals can create it, or the ground can create it, that's all natural, right?
Yeah.
In the scientific version.
Yeah. So the only thing that man can create is not science; it's synthetic. So that's not natural. Anything that occurs in nature is natural.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
that's
fair.
by definition of what the scientific method actually goes by. But nobody does that anymore because it's archaic or something, I guess. So my definition in science and most people's definition of science vary with that cause, right? Think
Okay.
about it. Yeah.
Yep. No, that's interesting. So JJ, back to history. Like, do you believe that Teddy Roosevelt was the president of the U.S.? Is he muted?
I
I
guess
can't
he
hear
is. Yeah,
him.
he's muted.
My bad. I was muted. I don't believe none of them, man. I think that
Okay.
it's all we've been reset, and they're all a bunch of Masons that are writing history as we speak. It's all
Yeah.
planned and it's scripted.
Okay.
None of this is organic, man. None of
So
it.
do you believe? I can't remember if I recall. Are you Christian? Do you believe the God of the Bible or no?
I don't need I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't need permission or I don't need a gathering in a church. My God, I believe in a creator, and I found creation through after flat earth. I used
Okay.
to be atheist. I used to think that agnostic, all that, but I know there's a creator now, and that's due to, being able to be in touch with your divine senses. Not hand is missing your ability to discern and think for yourselves. They don't teach you how to think for yourself. They teach you what to think. It's all an indoctrination program. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you learn more after the fact because you're actually thinking now.
Okay.
It's
So-
pretty deep, bro.
No, I get what you're saying, and you're very intellectually honest. I really appreciate that. Do you believe, I guess, the Jesus of the Bible, or no?
I'm not sure. Like
Okay, that's
I
fair.
go to what I can prove. I can't prove none
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah.
And I know for a fact there's lots of truth in the Bible. Like I think that they leave the truth in your face. And my theory on that is to justify they did no wrong. Because if you fall for the nonsense, then that's your fault, right? It's the poison apple theory. And it's like they're going to justify they did no wrong because they got to answer to the Almighty at the end of the day. And if anybody knows a creator exists, it's the people that's trying to hide it from you. Right.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at,
No, I appreciate it. I like learning about people and why they believe what they believe. I think it's super, super interesting. And so I appreciate
I respect the shit out of your approach right now. Like these are the conversations that I love and I love to see more of. But we're just in a time of craziness, man. You see the mayhem and just, we're just trying to protect our, what we're doing, man. And it's got more implications behind it that meets the eye.
Yep. No,
at the surface level. This is about our children, man. Ultimately, that's why, that's why I do it. I can only speak for me, man.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for you too. Another one on top of that. You said earlier that you were kind of on the fence between flat Earth and globe. What are you on the fence about?
I like to, when I'm talking to people I haven't known, I like to just at least present that I'm open-minded about it. As you know, I'm fairly Glober, but I like to hear both sides of it and consider people's side. Because I find if I say straight away that I'm a Glober to those that don't know, then they'll just pigeonhole me, right? And so I want to be able to share that I'm open-minded with whatever, because I love hearing why they believe what they believe, because it fascinates me. I like the psychology behind it, even on the globe side too, because I was, before all this getting into flat Earth, I didn't know that the globe spun 1,000 miles per hour. I've learned a lot of science and why people believe what they do, and I think that's pretty cool.
Okay. Besides that, is there anything else that's got your attention besides the spin of the Earth, which even the greats actually have said that they can't prove that it actually happens? There's no practical experiments that can prove the Earth.
I like hearing all the arguments against the moon landing and space and the second law and entropy and things that I had learned 20 or 30 years, no, but 30 years ago. Like I haven't really thought about that kind of stuff until I got into this, which is why I kind of liked learning about it. So it's cool.
Well, there's one more question too. Like, do you actually know that the globe is a belief, not a scientific fact?
I think it's so what I would say is science, it doesn't prove anything. In my mind, science doesn't prove anything. So it offers the best explanations for what we see. And if somebody can come up with a better explanation, then they win essentially at science, right? I don't think it's a belief. I think I think that anything outside of science isn't addressed by science. So I don't think necessarily God is addressed by science because it's unfalsifiable. So to your point, I don't believe it's a belief, but I completely understand why somebody would say that. So
well, I'll break into detail if you want to. Like it's in it, in the model that you have has an inception. It has to start somewhere, right?
No. So that's the other cool part that I've kind of learned recently. Like, if you believe in God, then you believe that He's eternal, meaning He has no beginning or no end.
I'm gonna talk about God.
Well, I know. I'm gonna equate it to science, and so what most people I'll say, I don't know if it's a consensus or not, but it's close to it that people believe that the universe, or whatever you would call it, is eternal, right? So either God had to be. One of them has to be eternal, either God or the universe, right? And so atheists believe that the universe is eternal, I think. for the most part, and others believe that God's eternal and He created the universe. So I get it from both sides. I defer to creation, but I don't. I admit I don't know everything. So, and I can understand why people are atheists as well.
Well, you're talking about the naturalist view where nature creates itself. There's nothing before nature. That's kind of what the atheists look at. That's the way they look at it.
Well, they say it's eternal, just like we or whoever believes in God believes He's eternal.
Any good physicist would know that the first and second law of thermodynamics will tell you that it's not eternal. That's
Okay.
yeah. So
That's
and
fair.
the next shoe in is that I heard this said by Max himself that gravity loops itself. That's what keeps the universe alive.
Who said that?
Oh, Max. You know,
Max.
yeah, little Max. Yeah, Max. Max.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like Maxwell or something like that.
No,
No,
we're not quoting any professors or any PhDs. No.
I got you. So, Roger, I have one question then for you. Who created God in your mind?
No, I don't think anybody created God, sir.
So there was nothing. So is God eternal, or did God have a beginning?
God had a beginning. I don't think God has a beginning. He is the beginning and the end. If you read the book.
Yep. Well, I mean, I would argue that he's eternal, and so he just was, and that's what a lot of scientists believe, that the universe just was. So one of us or something has to be eternal, I think, in my mind, and I opt for God like you do, but
Yeah, that's where we have to get into speculation, right? But like, it's always about looking at a bigger picture too, and credibility. I keep pointing to, because how many times do you got to get lied to? How many times do they got to screw up in NASA before you realize they're full of shit? How many times, Because you lied to me once, that's your bad. Lied to me twice, that's my bad. And the source that the mainstream continuously go to are non-creditable. They've been caught lying on multiple levels.
Yep.
But yet they're still relied upon for the truth, air quotes, right?
Yep.
Well, they could go up. I don't doubt that they can't go up to low Earth altitude. They could go up to 100,000, 150,000 feet with balloons and float shit all over the place. Like, I don't think the Sputnik was just up there and nowhere land floating around. It was on a balloon. Same thing with any of this other shit.
Right, but the whole space travel, it's all
that shit's a fraud.
And they got caught, And
So-
as far as I'm concerned, I've seen enough to know I've seen enough.
This system wouldn't be what it was if it wasn't in some kind of containment. Otherwise, this whole system would be dead. We wouldn't even be here.
And that's
Either
why they
all
have
these
to.
systems
That's
work.
why they have to cherry pick when and when not to use laws of physics, right? Or simple basics of perception. Like boats going over a curve or shit disappearing from the bottom up. We all know that could happen on either or, right? Everything disappears from the bottom up, but it's all just about cherry picking. Yeah.
Well, that's an optical effect. That's just through your eyes.
But my point
That
is
doesn't
they
mean it's
they have to
perfect.
cherry pick, right? And everything has to be magically designed and scripted to fit their alleged model.
Well,
that
they
claim.
modeled it after the eye. That's why I tell people right off the bat.
Well,
If you don't understand how your eye works, you're not going to understand what you're seeing, why you're seeing it that way. Optically is going to be different than what it's physically doing, because you don't understand how your eye works.
But how do you go on tomorrow believing the same source that you realized lied to you yesterday? Like if they said, oh, we have proof that the Earth is a globe, boats go over the curve, toilets flush backwards, all these things that have been debunked and they used as proof for so many years, why would you not question that source tomorrow?
Yesterday I made
now?
Yesterday I made the water, when I was pouring the water into the coffee cup, go to the left. Go counterclockwise. The day before I made it go clockwise.
Yeah, I was
it's
doing
all
that.
in the introduction of the liquid, right?
Yeah, I was doing that at work. Our sinks go the same way every time because the drains turn that way. We have two big 3-tier sinks, so I just sit there and I just spun the water the other direction just a couple of times, and it just reversed its pull down.
Or how many times
if you get the direction flowing one way, you can you
Reverse
can make
it.
it spin whatever. Yeah, you can spin it whatever way you want. That's
So that's not Coriolis.
old myth. Yeah,
And they show their true colors of how dishonest they are by like not being upfront about, oh, hey, that's a GoPro and things bend. They want to claim that's actual physical curvature, which is just deceitful and evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
This has implications and ramifications behind their lies. It's not just a fib or something that's just no big deal. These things have serious, futuristic problems with our children, right?
It's a paper.
The understanding.
It is.
If you can even understand where we live, man, because
It's manipulation. It's manipulation.
Okay, I give you one. If you took a flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Los Angeles, would you arrive there at the same time if you took a flight from Los Angeles to Charlotte?
No, because of wind.
So there wouldn't be anything to do with the actual spin of the Earth, would it? It's treated stationary. Yeah. So,
yeah, spin has very little to do with air flights.
Yeah,
has
it
absolutely
doesn't.
Nothing to do with it. Actually.
Roger, what was that video we were watching where it shows you that the speeds would change the further out from the north you would go? The speeds would become if the air was going over the surface. Yeah, where that one where flying in the south would be next to impossible. They even did spec stuff from Japan, flying from Japan, that the wind speed, if it was doing that, would be faster than the plane could fly in World War II. They wouldn't have even been able to get there. That was the other thing that I thought. I said, holy shit, how did they even get to the friggin' island to do the attack in the first place? The wind speeds would be faster than the plane could fly in that direction.
P-Brain likes to use Newton's laws of motion when he does his stuff. That's what he bases all his work on. So, and he uses gravity too. He uses the center of gravity to show you the flow of the air and the water on the spinning ball Earth that Neil deGrasse Tyson loves to push. One more thing, Critical Think was arguing that each one of the latitude and longitudes are like little miniature planes on a sphere. That's the way they do the physics. They have to do it between longitude and latitude because I guess the gravitational pull is stronger in between each longitude and latitude. Yeah. It's nonsense. Nobody accounts for this stuff. Yeah.
Does anybody on this show does anybody on this show claim like the most accurate flat Earth map or not at this point?
We can't trust any map. Yeah. The powers to be run this bitch, and they're going to allow what they want. Okay, anything that's reachable to us is because they allowed it, and somebody even like Gleason has to have permissions, and all these things got to go through loopholes. But we can't trust anything, dude. We can't. Not 100%.
He had to use a globe projection just to get it published. That's right. That's why everything's distorted in the South on his model, and if he actually could go out and do his own mapping and cartography, I'd say hell, I'd trust it.
Yeah. And if we were right about the powers to be and they're lying and hiding all this shit, if you had the power, do you think you're gonna not make sure you're protected to where nobody could take that power from you or prove that you're lying? Of course they would, right? And that's all we're doing.
Power, and you had that kind of secret enough that you could make tons of money off it. Of course you would do it. Of course you wouldn't say anything.
You're not going to go down to Antarctica and disprove them, and prove that we don't live on a globe, and that's proven a negative anyway. It's not our burden, man. It's observably flat.
I get you. If the powers that be are there, and I hear why you're saying that. I get the reason why you say that. Is there a reason that they let you do these types of shows on?
Yeah, exactly. It's a good question, and it's because they have to give the illusion of freedom and rights. Everything is an illusion. Okay, if that's how they keep us divided, and that's how 1% of the world can control 9%. It's all about division, and they have to keep that illusion that we're not a bunch of slaves, right? That we can do what we want. So they're writing. There's a thin line there, right?
Okay,
but it will give to get. You know what I mean?
Academia wants to make an example out of us and make us into fools. We don't do any research. We don't study anything at all.
Bullshit, we don't.
Yeah, no, that's our point.
What Roger? What got you first into flat Earth?
No, just the fact that I made a couple observations that were almost impossible.
Mm. So it wasn't YouTube or anybody else
No,
telling
no,
you about it.
I started looking into this right after I got into a documentary called "A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon" in
Oh
about
yeah. I
2001.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Yep.
and the actual reel that slipped through NASA's fingers and got into Bart Sabrell's hands, where they're actually coaching the astronauts what to say along during their mock of the photo of the Earth from halfway from the video, you'd say, halfway from
Yeah.
Earth to the Moon, which was faked, and it obviously. Have you seen it? Have you ever watched the documentary, Wes?
I've seen snippets of it.
Watch the whole thing, dude. Watch the whole
I
thing.
haven't seen the whole. I
Yeah.
should. You're right. I
It's
should watch the
important.
whole.
It's important,
Are
man.
you talking about the shutter that they put over the window to make
Yep.
it look like
Yeah,
it was really far
something
away?
strange happened on the way to the moon or something
Yeah,
like that.
Bert Sabrell
A
walked
funny
up
thing.
to that guy.
Oh,
Bert
funny
Sa-
thing. There you go.
Bert Sabrell walked up to that guy and in some kind of conference in some hotel somewhere, in some big hotel, and walked up to him and started talking to him. And the guy was all happy to talk to him right up until the point where he said, "Okay, well, I got you here." And he took a Bible out and said, "Hey, since you were on the moon here, put your hand on this Bible." And the guy literally, his face turned another color. And he was like, "No, I got to go, buddy." He like tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Got to go, buddy." And just turned around and started walking away. He's like, what are you all nervous about? Just no big deal. People do it all the time in court. Just put your hand on this Bible and swear to God that you were on the moon. And he's like, "I'm gonna sock you with something." He said. It's like, why are
Yeah.
you so pissed off about this? If you would do it, you'd be fucking more than happy to do it. See, even the other one where the guy brought him in the house and then fucking turned around and socked him because he called him out online. It's like, listen, you guys are making money from this shit. Why the fuck would you have to lie? It's because they tell those motherfuckers that, listen, if you say a fucking word about any of this bullshit we just pulled, all right, bad things are gonna happen to you, or you're gonna fall out a window.
And they have their deathbed confessions as well. Even Warren Van Braun on his tombstone, Psalms 19:1, is talking about God's handiwork on the firmament. You can't claim to go to space and be under a firmament at the same time. It's contradictory to say the least.
They shot rockets up and did explosions at different heights and kept going until they got to the point where it was almost, if you can watch them, they're on YouTube, where you can
Operation
see at different
Fishbowl.
altitudes. Yeah,
Is that Operation Fishbowl? Yeah.
And the reason they're calling it a fishbowl is because it's like a fishbowl, tip a fishbowl upside down, and
It's
that
like a
was
snow globe.
It's like a snow globe. And they wanted to see what would happen if they started blowing shit up the higher and higher they went. What was that, the 50s or early 60s?
That was early 60s, I think, when they were finished up.
Yeah. And you can see the pictures of the explosions and what happens around it. They did that on purpose and said, well, if it hits something, we'll see it change if it hits it. And then if it blows up next to something, we'll see it change. And that was the idea. They just kept launching them higher and higher and higher.
Was that in Antarctica or where was that at?
I don't know where they did it. I don't know if it's the Midwest. What they do, like Nevada? Or...
It was the South Pacific, I think, is where they shot those.
Yeah, they were doing it at different places so they could see if it was tilted down, if it was the ceiling was straight up, or if there was no ceiling at all. That was the whole point of doing the test. It's why they called it fishbowl.
Yeah, I find it kind of ironic because they have to do parabolic flights to get rockets into orbit.
Yeah. Because if you go up too high, it's obviously going to hit something. I don't know what, or it's going to hit some kind of. I think your eyes, what it is.
I think Elon actually touched some of that stuff because he was shooting his more straight, and a couple of them didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? They blew up.
The Soviets built a few too that bounced off, and it almost looked like it was coasting on water, like a boat hitting, like a hull.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you were looking down on top of a boat as you were going along and you could see the wake, it almost made wake marks in the sky. It was really freaky.
I want to hear what their mainstream explanation for all this is.
They replace it. They do leave the truth there and act like there's a Van Allen belt that they can't get through, but yet they went through it multiple times on multiple occasions with no effects, and first time, nobody felt it. Or
I think in that environment, you'd be dead really fast. Who was the guy that they put in the vacuum chamber, and he said he could literally feel the fucking bubbles in his tongue before he passed out?
I really think
It's
this
like-
electromagnetic field we live in, you cannot leave here and be alive. You know, like it's
Well,
required.
You would have to have a container to contain this system. Think of it as a
True.
terrarium.
Beyond
You would
that,
have to have a container
you
for
have to
this
be
system
grounded.
to work.
That's why they call it the ground. You know, because
If
you
there's-
get too
if
far
there's-
away from it, and
if
you're going to
there's
short out. You're a human being. You're electric by nature, and you'll
If there's
short out.
no containment, none of this system works. It's over and done. We're gone. Everything's gone. Everything's dead. Bye bye. No containment. We're dead. Our body is a container. Everything is a container. We're in a container. In a container.
We're a bag of bones, right?
oh look,
Yeah,
we got another one.
Container of bones.
Just like
It's
I
holding
predicted.
blood. It's holding
it out.
air. It's holding water. It's
Yeah.
holding everything.
Predictions come true. Look, I predicted this, didn't I?
Dude, look who is that crazy kid?
See, I predicted both of these two would actually come into this one, didn't I?
You're just a prophet, man.
I
A
know.
dumbass prophet.
I'm
That's all.
telling you.
What's up, Icy
Without
Spin?
fail.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
You're muted.
Yeah, we can't hear you,
Yeah.
Poe. Come
Oh,
on.
okay,
dude.
now you can hear me.
Oh,
There you go.
Dude, what are you in Antarctica or something with
Yeah.
that get up on?
I'm
Can we see your
I'm trying
breath?
to get my
sir?
background
Let's
right.
see your
Give me a
breath.
second.
Come on. Give us
Yeah,
some
let's
breath.
see your breath. Wait,
What
where's
up-
your
what
vape,
up now?
dude? I know you got a vape
working.
close by. Come on.
What up now, man? What up now?
Let 'em know.
You
Oh,
got
no,
the
you
wrong,
can see-
the wrong
you can see
background,
everything in
man.
my
Your
room.
your chroma key is making it look
Yeah,
bad
we
for
don't
you.
see your background, dude.
Give me a sec.
Yeah,
Hey.
go ahead. I see. Oh, by the way, I've led you astray over here. So
Yeah, why
I'm just-
does
just
your
quoting
pocket say
him.
TFB on it, man?
Yeah, I
How long
know.
have you been waiting to say that to me, Roger?
That's
Not
a
that
good
long,
one.
dude. Believe me. Not
All
that
right,
long.
hey,
JJ earlier.
I got to run, so I'll leave you in the good hands of Icy Spin. Icy
Yeah.
Spin, be on your best behavior,
Oh.
dude. Otherwise, I'm going to have to tell to get Mattoon to kill you.
McToon will kill him.
Oh,
Just
so
make sure-
McToon sent you.
Oh,
We get it.
oh,
We
oh,
get
oh,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Is that a Freudian slip there, bro?
Freud.
No, dude, I'm
He's
giving
playing
him.
the
Ah.
game. He's
It's
playing the
kinda-
game.
Kind of like Jaron did his Freudian slip. You got to go to the south and watch the sunset, and then you'll believe
Yeah,
it's
hold on.
globe.
Hold on. Let me check the website.
Roger, are you feeling
Me
okay?
too, Bo.
You let me in so quickly. That's weird.
All right,
No,
good night, guys.
I set this stream up for you and Wes, by the way.
The free for all.
Oh,
I gotta turn on
I saw
hardware.
you
all
guys
that.
wanted to come in and talk, so I left the hole open for you. Yeah, and I see
that
you're
was
over on
nice.
Vlad's, and you're coming around doing the run, so I figured that why not? We'll
It's
get
kind
to
of like a Woodstock, man. We booked you
Yeah.
and you came.
there you
know?
go.
Hey, I gotta kill my browser so I can. I'll come right back in, but I gotta kill my browser because I turned on hardware acceleration for the backgrounds. So give me a sec. I'll be right back.
Don't
I
take
hope
the brown acid.
I know.
Can someone translate that nerd talk for me?
He's got to turn off his browser. I don't know.
Oh,
what-
gotcha. He
Yeah.
needs a hard reset. He's got to pee on it or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, something like that.
That's what I took out of it.
What was he talking about on Vlad's?
Oh, I don't remember all I think since said. I just caught Wes saying that he had questions about the model he lived on, which we don't live on a model, but
I see. What were you talking about at Vlad's?
A little of this, a little of that. How did it start? I think we started with we're all humans, something to that effect. Then JJ spoke for a little bit, Vlad spoke for a little bit, and it ended up eventually getting to Wes hopped on, and we talked about some old stream that Vlad did where with Roger that, and tension got high. Then we all hugged and sang Kumbaya, and then Wes left and I left. That was about it.
did you roast any marshmallows around the
I
campfire?
may have misread the entire thing. I'm sure that JJ will give you a different.
That sounded about pretty good, man. It was pretty accurate. Yeah. The Kumbaya part, especially.
Yeah, that was fun. I haven't sang that song in ages, so it was fun.
No, I felt like it was productive, man. It was better than a lot of conversations that have been had in the past, you know.
Yeah, it was good. Oh, what is this? It's wild. Okay. I'm playing around with this. You guys imagine I'm not here for about 4 minutes. I'm going to play around with these backgrounds.
No, go ahead. Have fun with it. You'll enjoy some of them. There's a couple of new ones in there too. They've added.
In particular, I like last week or a few weeks ago, sometimes I'll tune in when I'm bored, and I noticed JJ was an astronaut. And he was
He was a
his
pirate.
umbilical cord was, I don't know how it stayed intact. I thought he was going to be a goner, but that was entertaining.
The hair of the chinny chin saved me, man. That's the advantages of having this damn beard.
It's beautiful, dude. I'm telling you, JJ.
It could save your life, man. You
It's
know,
How do you
rope.
do this? How do you do that? Filters? Is it
It's a
filters?
filter,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the filter's how you change your face.
I like how you get all crazy and
Get
looks like
whacked.
turbulence.
Oh no!
If you, okay, I see. Oh wow,
Now you're an alien. Look at him. He's changing. He's metamorphosing.
Interesting.
I watched you change.
Ro-
Yeah.
Roger, I noticed you going through the gamut of like all of the different
Oh,
creatures
I've
that they
done
have.
just about all of them. Yeah, I like the rabbit. Check it out. There you go.
Yeah,
like
hit me with
I
the
like
rabbit.
Roger. Roger needs to be the robot.
Roger the
That's the
rabbit.
best.
Yeah, the robot is cool. I got to get. This is a holiday show, so I'm all decorated here. I'll
I
do
see.
the- yeah.
Oh, so now I
Yeah.
can be an astronaut. How about that? That's pretty cool.
No,
That that's a robot. I thought you said rabbit.
no, I was going to do a rabbit, but he said I should be the robot, so I did it. The rabbit said office rabbit, kind of like in the Matrix, you might say.
You just don't want to fart in this suit. I tell
no.
you,
And,
I learned the hard way.
Yeah?
like 2 or 3 days, you go into the bathroom and the thing gets pretty clogged, doesn't it? How do you
Ketchup
change
and
the diaper?
onions, you know.
Here, I'll do the rabbit for you, just because you asked. There he is. See, there's your rabbit. Gotta
Rabbit
carry
hard to
the
work.
Yeah,
How about
always
that?
working.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool.
nifty.
So I got to ask you a question about the Chinese space station since I got you here. Their last school class they taught when they were doing the ping pong ball in the water. Do you think that was real? I see.
And the ping pong ball in the water.
You haven't
She said.
seen the Chinese space station video yet? Oh man,
No,
you
you want to show me?
I,
Is it too long?
Well, no, it's not. It's just going to be really hard from where we are. I could show it in here to you. Terry Eichert covered it. He shows the magic trick they did to get the ping pong ball to stay in the water. And first of all, the question is, how did the water stay in the glass in a free fall?
How did the glass stay on the table?
Yeah,
That's the biggest question.
yeah.
They hit the ping pong ball in the so it's like trick shots or something like that.
No, it's not just trick shots. It's like they have a glass of water on the Chinese
Submerged it.
space station, and they submerge the ping pong ball in it, and they got it to stay under the water the whole time.
Yeah, it's because it's not a
Oh,
ping pong ball. It's obviously absorbent. Like
Yeah.
a ping pong ball would have
Expensive.
floated immediately.
And we
You could
zoomed-
see the air bubbles coming out of
Yeah, we
coming out of
zoomed
the
in on it. We
straw.
saw the air
Right.
bubbles coming out of it. Yeah. So, why would they have to do something like that in a space station if all the
Because they're
physics?
really bad at lying.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, that's one hypothesis. Have we exhausted all of the other hypotheses?
So yeah, we.
Well,
Or like a
what
few
else?
of them?
What's the other hypothesis? If it needs
I
gravity,
don't know. I have to see the video.
That's not the only time they've been caught. Like
Yeah, the
this is
second
like-
time,
I
actually.
can't even count how many times they've
if
been
you can
caught.
look it up, you can watch it yourself. I don't have any like way to do video.
What do I
back
type
anymore.
in?
Look up flat out
Chinese-
Chinese space station ping pong ball.
or Chinese, I don't know, recent Chinese space exploration or
Terry
anything like
Terry Ackert. And
Yeah,
Oh, there you
did,
go.
He did a video on it,
Okay.
flat out truth. He
slows it
dissected
down so you can see it.
what's
You can
going
see
on.
the literal log. You can literally see the air coming out of it. And there was particles in the water too that floated right up
Right.
to the top.
Yeah, it's kind of like obvious
Oh,
that
you
they
know-
were faking it.
You know what would be fun? I mean, I'll definitely look that up if we're not going to like discuss it on stream or if
No,
y'all
we
want to
don't
give me a minute to watch it. But I
Well,
mean,
if-
I have no problem going into discussion.
If you want to do it, I can put a link and we can go out front if you guys want to do that. If you want to watch the video in real time, we can do it now. Here, I'll get it. There should be a link pinned in the back in the chat for Restream Studios. You can click on that. We'll go out front and we'll look up Terry Eicher's video. I'll meet you guys out front if you want to join me out there. And Ryan, you ain't
All
said a word, buddy.
How
Speak.
does this work? Go out front. Is there a button I click?
Yeah, well, see the
Yeah.
Restream Studio right here. It's in the chat, the back chat in here in the in-call
Mhm.
messages.
Okay,
There's
let
a
me get in that.
Restream link. Click on that and then click out of this. We'll meet around on the Restream side. We'll look at the Terry Eicher video.
Because I jumped on your Google Meets. Do you
Yeah.
have them merged or something?
Well,
Or
yeah,
are
I
they
do.
different?
We're going through Google Meets into Restream now. That's why it's going to
I
be
see.
hard for me to do the video without having us watch it. Yeah, I can play
I
it
guess
out
maybe,
front.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing is when I click on the chat at the bottom, it just says continuous chat is off for in-call messages. Maybe I'm on the wrong
I'll put another link in. Hold on, I'll get a fresh one, so it'll be here.
Oh, you mean on the YouTube chat? That's where you send it.
No,
that
no,
right?
I put the link back there too, but it's probably dying. So I'll copy it, put a new one in.
Yeah, because I can't see the private chat either on
I
the
know
on
what.
the Google Meet.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the private chat in the back here. And do you see that? In call messages.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I see it. All
You
right,
click
let me
that
click
link
that.
and we'll go around front. We'll watch the Terry Iker video. You can give me your critique on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, guys, you ready? Everybody
Yep.
get the link?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
I
go ahead.
don't- How do you get to the private chat now? I don't even see it on this one.
You don't? It should be there.
You press the dots. Well, I'm on mobile, so this is different.
It should be a bubble
Oh,
below. You'll click on it.
In call messages. Okay, yeah, I got it. In call message, but hold on, because last time I tried to get this to work, it wouldn't work. Hold on.
I know how to raise my hand.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I got that down to a science.
It's science.
Yeah, see, it doesn't let me click on the link. If
Just
I
drop
do
it in YouTube. So
Okay,
I
I'll drop it in the YouTube side. Right
Yeah,
now,
that'd be easier.
it's open season here, so might as well, right?
Might as well.
Well, just have a backup so that way you can
Yeah, I got
dump out. Just make sure there's no extra options because you don't want anybody fooling with anything.
you. Yeah, no
So-
reason to now. Okay, it's in the YouTube. If
There
you
we
see
go.
it.
All right, I'll be back.
I'll be here.
There's no
JJ
cool
just said-
backgrounds on this one, are there?
Oh, there actually is. If you look, but not for yourself, no. But my background back here is.
Oh, okay.
I got one of the
Let me
coolest.
let me guess. That looks like an owl.
It's just almost the same owl. It's a horned owl. Yes.
Cool.
And JJ's still back in the back.
I was gonna
There
say,
he
is he still stuck out there?
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you got it. And stop sharing.
It's hard, man. I was in space,
Yeah, and your volume
I got-
changes when you get down to earth, man. I'm telling you, I turn
Can you
you up.
hear me better?
You're
Yeah.
good now.
You hear me
There's
worse.
D man. Boom, we're all in. So let's go to flat out truth and get a video.
You got a 5x5 on my voice? Yeah.
Yeah, you sound good, Jay.
Ba-ba-ba.
Sound all right?
Word.
I
I-
actually didn't know what that meant, and I asked someone because I heard you say it. Apparently, it's like loud and clear, right?
Yeah, it's a radio term. Say it's
That
5 by
makes
5.
sense.
5 being the highest level, like you can hear it real
five
good. It's 5. Yeah.
One part of that
Yeah.
wasn't good.
A 1x5 means
You could make it 10 by 10 or 1 by 1, whatever
Yeah,
you want. It's
it's
just
arbitrary.
it's just giving you a level amount. The 5 is where you should be, and
Right.
then you just use the other number as a number to gauge 5 as being the highest. If he was low, I would say, well, you're 2 by 5.
Barely hear you, right?
Yeah, 1 by 5.
YouTube's
Just
actually
I got
on.
you.
Just approximation levels.
Yeah,
Approximate.
it's like when they say turn it up to 11. There is no
Yeah.
11.
Yeah,
Means
right.
turn it
I
up
think
all
that's
the
from the
way.
movie, right?
Yeah.
That's from
It just means crank it.
Crank It to 11. Yeah, that's from the
I
movie.
can't find Terry Eicher's channel. They've done it again. I've even
boy.
subscribed to him, and it doesn't pull up in my feed when I start looking for it. Man,
I
This is
found
aggravating.
I can't look at it because I'm not on PC.
I got you.
I found it on Flat Earth Library.
Okay, that'll work.
It might be on there. I'll look on there.
All right.
I know the Chasing the Sun is the real good Chasing the Sun one is where I get that from Flat
Flat
Earth
Earth
Library.
Library. Yeah. See if it actually. I usually when I type it in, it has a memory. It'll say what I look at, but it's not pulling up my normal stuff. Well, I'm getting flat irons. You ever heard of flat iron before?
Yeah, I think I have.
Flat iron Fred. Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Flatirons Mall? Isn't that the one you go to?
Actually, it's near me. Actually, tell you the truth. Yeah, I've
I
been
used to
to
live
it.
in Lakewood. I lived not too far from where you lived, and then I lived in Southeast Aurora. I lived in Colorado for almost 9 years.
Yeah, 9 years. I've been here 5 years. Grand total. I lived in Bailey for a year and a half, and I've lived here in Westminster for the last 3.5
I lived in
years.
Thornton, so like literally right down the road from you.
Yeah, I know where you are, dude.
Neighbors.
I mean, I worked at 136 at Walmart, so that's Thornton. So
Yep. Lived at 102nd Avenue, and there was a Walmart right there too. So
there's a Walmart everywhere in this town, dude. I swear to God, you can't go 5 miles without hitting one of them.
it's crazy. I mean,
Well, Sam
you
Walton
don't
was
know-
a genius, dude. He really was.
I mean, you just don't realize it until like you. So I'm from Florida, like North Florida, which is where I live now again. But I didn't realize until I left Tallahassee, how dense like other cities are, like big cities like Denver. I mean, I've been to places like New York City when I was young. I've been to Australia, but like I didn't realize how many stores, like you said, Walmart's. You could look up Walmart's in the Denver metro area, and there's going to be 50 of them. In Tallahassee, we have like 5. You know.
Question is, when are they going to have dispensaries in the Walmart?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, what's that, dude?
Probably their company values would like go against
they do
it or something, right?
Of $3 items. I'm sure they would get robbed of $20 items too.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it in the library though.
Roll back on the weed, you know what I'm saying?
They'd put them in the cabinet where the condoms are.
Yeah, why not? Have the ID on the way in.
Yeah. Or a vending machine. When are they gonna have cannabis vending? You gotta the ID thing is the ID thing is the trick, right? Like,
I'm being
sabotaged.
just scan some
people. Well, they got. I
can't find the video.
Yeah. Can't find it.
No, it's like I can't get the Terry Eichers channel. That's literally what's happening.
See, is it Flat Out Truth? Yeah, I got it right here.
Can you find the Chinese space station? The last one.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. Learn Not the Matter of the Heathen is the most recent. That's funny. Oh, okay. China faking space.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's it. That's the money.
Maybe I can drop it right here in the chat since you're gonna.
Well, you can share it here too if I can
share.
You see the little screen down at the bottom of the page with the arrow on it pointing up.
Yeah. Let me make sure I close out all of my globe-related income streams that I have, so you guys. Okay, I think we got that out of the way. No, I'm just kidding. Let me pull that up.
Get the lead.
Okay,
out,
cool.
Yeah, so you can just share it. I'll let you share. I'll have to authorize, but you can share it. You can play the video. You can stop it.
Yeah, I got it. Got it. Let me see. Let's share screen. That one. Brave tab. Windows.
And by the way, I see. Do you realize you don't have an up on a globe?
An up on a globe. An up is away from center, though, Roger.
No, you have an out from a center point. Technically.
Okay, cool. We can discuss. I'm going to go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Astronauts aboard
Y'all
the
can hear it,
nation's
right? I think I enabled audio.
Yeah,
okay, good.
space station are getting ready to teach their first science class from space. Hello there, you're watching The World Today, coming to you live from Beijing. I'm Xiao Yang. Chinese astronauts will be giving a lecture to young students on Earth this afternoon from the nation's space station.
So I have a ping pong ball. I put it into the glass of water. Can you see that? The ping pong ball actually not really coming back to the surface, right? It's inside the water. So that's phenomenon quite different from what you have there on Earth, because that buoyant force actually seems disappear because there's no gravity here. So we talk about that in the absence of a gravity, there seems like no buoyancy.
I'm Don Pettit. I'm a NASA astronaut.
You want me to let it keep playing, or
if you want to, man, you can watch the whole thing and you can take it when you're done.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Or not. I've flown 3 times to the International Space Station and spent over a year living there.
I do not believe you that you can get a great cup of coffee inside the International Space Station.
Okay. Most of the time, you are absolutely correct. The standard cup will not work in a weightless environment. You know, the cup that we're all used to drinking.
Wait, I have a stunt cup right here.
Oh, a standard cup like this does not work in a weightless environment. It requires gravity to hold the fluid in the bottom of the cup, and it requires gravity to allow the fluid to flow out when you want to take a sip. A standard cup like this does not work in a weightless environment. It requires gravity to hold the fluid in the bottom of the cup.
It requires gravity to hold the fluid in the bottom of the cup.
It requires gravity to hold the fluid in the bottom of the cup, and it requires gravity to allow the fluid to flow out when you want to take a sip.
Busted. Now that's really, really funny, and there is no doubt about it. They are both liars, but what's really funny is This lady here says there's no buoyancy in a zero gravity environment, but watch the piece of trash that got into the glass of water. Watch it float back to the top of the water. That's called buoyancy, proving that she's not in a zero gravity environment. Now, I know most of you are saying, but hold on a minute. How is the ping pong ball staying under the water? Well, that's really, really simple, because it's not a ping pong ball. It's a little sponge ball. And as she sticks the straw in, that's why she's using this great big old straw to put right over the top of it. And as she pushes it down into the water, all the bubbles, all the oxygen bubbles in the sponge ball go right through the straw. And you never see the bubbles go through there until I zoom in to show you the last little bubble escaping up the straw. Check this out. Let me zoom in a little closer. Okay, now watch this. There it goes, right up into the straw. And then you can still see the last little bubble clinging on to the little sponge ball that didn't make it up the straw. I would suggest that China stick to making cheap tools, because they're not really good at faking space.
Hey, look, on Golden Pond. It's up
What
there.
was it? On Golden Pond. Oh, yeah.
That's where you are now, dude, by the way.
That's where I'm at. Yeah. Maybe I should watch that. That I don't know how to explain that. The bubbles, because bubbles are, when I think of bubbles, I think that it's trapped air, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you guys think?
Yeah. It really is.
The one thing that does strike me as like a counterexample, or not a counterexample, but a counter thought that I had was, why did the bubbles, even at the very end of the video, why did they not immediately go to the surface?
Well, he explained
like bubbles
the water
would.
should have never stayed in the cup in the first place.
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that. I have other thought. Well, what I would want to do is I would want to find out if that's actually H2O, or if there are other compounds that they could say as H2O for a demonstration. But there are other compounds that actually do kind of like, think of like a gel, for instance, like
like a saline, a heavier saline solution instead of just straight water.
Maybe I'm not sure, but my guess would be that it's not
effects in a gravity-less environment. Regardless,
it should be out floating around with the rest of it.
Well, think about it though, like
density.
Just imagine it was Jello, right? Or like find a medium between water and Jello.
I mean, why is the cup sitting on the counter? Why is the water sitting in?
Yeah, it wouldn't even be inside of it.
Those are all good questions.
Now, guys, they're definitely misleading the audience by saying that, look, there's a cup of water at the ground station, and there's a cup of water in space, and look what we can do in space compared to the water on ground.
Well, I mean, they're breathing without masks. So obviously that whatever they put inside of there is moving from an environment that has oxygen and air in it, and then putting it into a fluid. So what's happening when they put the thing down there? So the sponge wouldn't absorb the oxygen, obviously, because it's a sponge.
Just the water.
Yeah. So then bubbles, so that's a good point, because I was thinking oxygenless environment. I went somewhere else. But since there is oxygen, like the bubbles would make sense, right? We're just really concerned about the water in the cup staying on the table.
Yeah, that's one
big point.
Why do the bubbles always seem to go up? Like there is a true up.
It didn't though. Like if you noticed, and I can't explain what the forces were that were causing the bubbles to move, but it started to go up, but then it kind of came back. There were still two bubbles that might have not really been the exact end of it. Here, I can do it again if you want.
Yeah, most of them.
Because if you notice,
straw, and that's why they have the straw. It's like a magic trick, right? Like the hand is quicker than the eye.
They're pushing it down, but they're pushing the air out of it, so it sits in the fluid.
And they want to mislead us and tell us it's a ping pong ball when it clearly isn't. So the fact that they're going to deceive you at the very scratch, the very beginning.
I wonder how many times they actually practice that, JJ. I really wonder how many times they had to go through that. Never mind.
Well, but the thing is whatever it is, it was holding oxygen, or it had something in it that when they pushed it down, that equalized the pressure enough that then sat in the water. It's just it's meeting equilibrium in the fluid. So they did something.
Yeah, that's why they got to teach children this shit before they get too old and learn how to think for themselves, because kids wouldn't think twice about questioning this shit. And
Buoyancy and density is always meeting its equal. It's always trying to go to
of
its
course,
equal.
yeah, that's
So-
because
So
there's a true up and a true down. Up's not every damn direction away from the center of Earth. You know, there is a true up and a true down, and all observation will demonstrate it.
Way to debunk this
Um,
would be to do it here in real time. Like I get a sponge ball and get a glass and a straw and do the same thing. They show how
Well,
they
they
did it
claim,
there.
you know, that's their scapegoat is they claim that you can't do it here because, you know, Earth's already in gravitation.
Oh,
Like
I could replicate that in a
yeah,
fucking
but
second.
just like
like
putting water on a
for
ball and
instance,
spinning it, right? Like the
this
water will
this
not
is
stay on the ball and it'll
this is a
accumulate. Go ahead.
simple example for the okay, simple reason that could be for the glass. There's a tool right next to it. I shared my screen again and I left it on mute, and I'm not playing it, but if you want to see what I'm talking about, either way is fine. But there's a tool right next to it, and everything in my body tells me that there's a magnet on that tool and that this is a magnetic table. They could simply have a magnet at the bottom of the glass that is strong enough to hold this glass for the purpose of demonstration to the bottom. And then again, if we're assuming that this glass is water, I would agree with you. It wouldn't necessarily make sense, especially when they push the ping pong ball down. It would not make sense that the force that's applied to all of the water in that liquid, 100%, I would agree with you that it should all be, it should all start funneling towards the top and then eventually come out of the glass. My guess is that they wanted to show the demonstration of how buoyancy works. And so
Yeah.
they used something that wasn't water. Like if we're just thinking about how they would have approached this, and they just said that this is water for the sake of
But notice,
they may have said it outside of this and we just don't know, and they were using the term water in this very small segment, but they're just trying to show that the displacement, it hangs out right there in the middle, which
Well, I
to
think if
me,
they were pushing that through the medium that they're pushing it in, whatever it is, if it was Cairo syrup or if it was water or whatever other fluid, you would see a
Mhm.
difference as it would go down into the fluid. If it was thick and
Yeah.
you pushed it down through there, then you would see a void as they would push it, kind of like pushing
Yeah.
something through
I get
molasses
what you're
or
saying.
maple
you would,
syrup.
it would leave a
You
gap
would see
behind
it.
itself, and it
Yeah,
would
it would-
definitely have air come up after that fact.
yeah. I mean, it would. Yeah, I mean, if you ever put your finger in honey, you know what I mean? Like it would look different even as they were pushing that down through the fluid. It would have a
Yeah.
totally different look as it was displacing. As
And
it was displacing.
one more
Notice
thing
that
is, how do you push a ping pong ball down with a straw without it moving out from underneath it?
Yeah,
That's-
without it tilting out to the side and freaking
Yeah.
out like I said
Yeah.
earlier when I was a little kid and trying
Well,
to sit on the bucket
because there's no
in the water.
buoyancy. That's the whole point of the demonstration, because there's not going to be a force that pushes back on it
Yeah.
in a
Well,
normal environment. You'd be
Yeah.
pushing it through, like for the sake of argument, imagine it was Jello that was like easy and pliable, right? And it was clear, it didn't have food coloring. Then that would allow it to just penetrate it, but it wouldn't push back on it in a
Well-
gravity-less environment.
the
Well, they
bubble
could-
was clearly going
Opinion.
up, proving there was buoyancy.
Yeah, there was trash floating around in it, and
Yeah.
a couple other things.
The bubble started to go up, but what I was going to show you, the reason I pulled the video back up was at the very end, you could see the bubbles going back down. They were literally two of them
How
kind
about
of
all the
going back
bubbles
down.
that you don't see? That the whole reason they use the straw so they can trick your eye, not seeing all the bubbles going through the straw.
Well, it would the air would
you
just
could
travel
argue
through the
that.
straw and
Why
up
not?
to the air.
Look at all
You
the lengths you have to go through to defend these clowns.
I'm
Look
not
at it, bro.
defending it. I'm just saying
Dude,
that there are
You
other
have to say,
examples.
oh, there's a magnet, and this is why the water is not water. Look
How,
at the
Well, I
how
mean-
would you demonstrate? How would you demonstrate
You know what?
buoyancy
Well, the first
on
thing I would
a
do if I
spacecraft?
wanted people to think I was honest and I had
I wouldn't
credibility.
have
was
to.
I
not-
know, but
was not-
but there's so many things missing in this. The problem is that
That's why you watch
you-
the source.
well, this is the problem. There's so
They're
many things
deceivers,
missing
dude.
in this.
They're
All you would
deceivers.
basically have to do is just adjust. Let's say that thing was hollow. Let's say I could have filled that up with some gas and then done that. And as I pushed it down, I could easily just adjust the amount of gas that's in it, just like you would on a balloon. You know, maybe the fluid's hot or cold. I could adjust the temperature of the gas. I could excite it. You know, I could change the rate of its fall and its rise. So I mean,
Did
there's
you
lots
notice-
of things that you can do to replicate that, and you wouldn't even have to come up with the horse shit. You wouldn't
Did
even
you
have to
notice
come up
that
with
at
the
the bottom
horse
of-
shit thing to say it's in space.
Well, I mean, to be fair, D-Man, I'm not coming up with horseshit to defend
I'm not
it.
saying you. I'm saying them. They're horseshit.
okay.
Like I'm saying to replicate that would be easy.
One thing that I found a little bit odd that looking back at it was, and you might have said saline, Roger, and it might be the reason you were saying it, but it was blurry at the bottom of the glass. Did you notice that?
Yeah, somewhat, but that could be just distortion from the glass itself because it's actually getting tighter at its bottom.
I think it kind of looked like a cloudy substance. Like it was it would be as if I were to put a blur over it to conceal like what's going on behind it, right?
Refraction,
but
refraction.
Well, but it could be whatever the water is mixed with, and that it's settled where they mixed it in the glass, or they put it in prior to the water to take away its ability to leave the glass. But that would be like if it was completely clear, I'd be like, this is a substance that is probably more like a jello or something. But now that I see like the blur and it is formed with it has that, what do you call it at the edge where it kind of bends up? It has that effect too. So I'm guessing that it's not
the glass
blur put there. And yeah.
It would be the glass because of
the
it would be the glass because of the shape.
And the reason that I mention it is it looks like it wasn't added in post. Post would have like a square rectangle probably, or a perfect sphere or something that was like a pattern, right? That could be recognized.
Yeah.
So but my point is that it looks like it's an effect of whatever is in there as a part of the water.
Yeah.
Let's go to the source, like you said. No, I'm going to the real video. So you want to watch the original one?
Well, no, now if you look on the bottom and the top, you're actually seeing because it's close to the bottom and close to the top on the glass. So you're actually seeing it because that when it gets close, you'll see how that look changes. I see how you're talking about with the band.
Yeah.
But that's just an effect because it's looking through the glass.
Well,
that's why it's that's why it's pitched down towards you. Yeah.
Distortion.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you my point? My point though is that like, you know how sometimes the idea would be like, okay, either the substance there was something in there that was causing it to blur, or it was added in post. I'm saying that it would be unlikely that it wasn't added in. It would be unlikely that it was added in post because it does follow the shape of the glass, unless they did that as a way to manipulate your mind, right? If they wanted to take it that far. But like my first thought would be that it was a byproduct of like either the glass was putting out some sort of weird refraction or diffraction or something, or that there was a substance in there other than water. If that was I wouldn't necessarily jump to it that they were hiding something behind it. Was my point.
Maybe that's the magnet holding it to the table.
Oh yeah, you should watch this whole video. They actually play with the glass, have it float around with the water in it too. It's kind of funny.
Oh, you've watched the source too?
No, I haven't. This is the first time, but the whole point is I took a glimpse at it. And by the way, Monkey Cat's in the back and it's in its proper place.
Cool.
Yeah,
let him in.
Oh, you're not going to let him up?
It's a
the link
he's
for
nice,
the
he's nicer than I am.
The restream is in the main chat. He could have clicked it.
Can I send it to him?
Yeah, you go ahead if you want to.
It's in the main chat as well.
Okay, I'm watching that.
He's nicer than he gets mad fast. He gets triggered like instantly.
Let me send it to him on.
This is a non-triggered event here.
Yeah,
everything's cool until it's not.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's like I said. I'm just watching with you guys. I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah,
we should be able to talk like this without having being tilted.
Oh yeah. And by the way, my next stream is on Snell's Law, the one you're actually watching now. The description of what D-Man's bringing up, that's where refraction comes from. If you want to know, by definition, you looked at Snell's Law before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got your guys' model hinges on a lot of Snell's model too.
You can actually see the glass. See how it goes along the edge.
Ping pong ball. I put it into the glass.
It's simply
water.
the glass itself. See how it's got other things behind it? It's miraging through the glass.
Those aren't bubbles.
Can you see that?
Actual pieces of trash.
The ping pong ball actually not really coming back to the surface, right?
If you watch,
if
you let it go a little bit further, you'll see those two bubbles go back down.
Well, those aren't bubbles. Those are debris inside.
Trash debris. But listen, Iker showed it, and it did look like a reflective bubble on the very top of the ping pong ball. You remember that, right?
Yeah, it is a reflective bubble. I don't think it leaves the ping pong. Actually, in the video clip that we watched, let's take a look at it.
inside the water. So that's phenomenon quite different from what you have there on Earth, because that buoyant force actually seems disappear because there's no gravity here. So we talk about that in the absence of a gravity, there seems.
Just on that note, I've actually had you say that there actually is a gravitational pull in space, and doesn't Einstein
There
claim
is.
that? Yeah.
No, there is gravity in space, but they're actually counteracting that by going against. They're actually going in orbit. But there's gravity at that level. At that level, you would still be pulled to the Earth. If they were to jump out of it, and they weren't going at the speed that they were, and they weren't tied to the station to keep them, they would eventually start falling towards Earth, because they're still going to maintain their speed of, like, let's just call it 17,500 miles per hour. But since they aren't anchored to a space station, like, eventually they're going to start slowing down because there's very low friction there, but eventually the friction would cause them to slow down, and then eventually they would fall to Earth.
Yeah. So the next question is, how far does your gravitational field go?
How far does it go?
Yeah.
Well, the friction is very, very low where they are. I don't know how long it would take for them to fall to Earth.
I'm not talking about friction. I'm talking about the fictional force that you're talking about.
Are you talking about where they are right now? I see you're moving your cursor, because they're going fast enough to where the actual gravity is effectively zero inside that, because they're going at 17,500 miles
So
per
how
hour.
do you actually get to that place of no gravity? That's what I'm asking. Because I mean,
you fly a rocket up, and then because when they shoot the rockets, right, they shoot them and then they shoot it like this. It eventually goes into orbit at whatever mile they need to get up to, and it's going at a speed at that orbit that's going to allow it to just orbit.
So how does that supersede gravity? That's my real concern. How does the speed?
Well, because they're falling to Earth at the exact same rate that they're orbiting. So they just continue to fall around the Earth, and then the gravity is.
I don't think you're getting
zero. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Let me try to think about what you're saying.
Okay, so like you're at a speed, right? And the gravity field is always there. It's a constant.
Yep.
There's a constant field of gravity. How far does that gravity field go out before you're out of that field of gravity? It has nothing to do with the speed of falling around anything. I'm talking about the actual field of gravity. How do you get high enough to be non-affected by said gravity of our Earth?
Well,
what's the ceiling on that thing?
There's always going to be some, like, think about this. Everything in our solar system is gravitationally affecting everything else to a much higher degree than anything outside of our solar system. But the way that the globe model, the way that the globe model would say is that virtually every mass in
you're talking about Newton's general law of gravitation. It's just a bold statement, but it doesn't have a true mathematics go. I know it, like the size of the mass has everything to do with your so-called gravitational pull.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even if a lot of people make the mistake with the three-body problem, thinking that three bodies just automatically will make the three-body problem, you have to equal masses to get the three-body problem to start with. That's how you get the gravitational pulls to mess up. You have to have the equal amount of gravitational pull to actually become a three-body problem to begin with. I know how it's articulated. I've never seen it demonstrated. It's speculated that your moons are actually orbiting these spheres in not a vacuum of space, in a gravitational field that Einstein invented. I'm well aware of how it works in your model, but the thing is, I want to be able to see it demonstrated and practically used. I've never heard of it. It's just what you see. You're trying to make it fit to your model. That's what you're trying to.
I'm not trying to make it fit. I'm just telling you what the model says, as far as I understand. Monkey's backstage. Do you mind letting him up?
I let him in. I thought it did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, my explanation, though, did it make sense what I said about the orbit? Like, that they're going fast, that there's an equilibrium at that speed, that they're going fast enough to where they are falling, and over time, because of friction, they do have to do a booster. Like, they do have to boost themselves up a little bit and back to speed, because
I'm well aware of how the satellites are.
Honestly,
well, I'm not challenging your knowledge.
How are you leaving the
contain?
How are you leaving the contained system? How are you leaving this place? There's nothing there, and you're just magically going out past the no man's land into nothing. How does this place keep pressure?
Where does it end, dude? I mean, seriously.
Well,
how do you keep pressure without a container? How do you fill a balloon without the balloon?
Well, the pressure is created by gravity, is what the globe model says, right?
Yeah,
So
but,
there, you
so
understand?
can
Y'all
you
are aware of that.
demonstrate gas being affected by said gravity?
How do they measure air?
Yeah.
How do they measure air? You're throwing a
Yeah.
lot at me, D-Man.
Yeah.
How do you measure air?
What do you mean by that?
How do you measure it? How do you measure air?
Yeah.
How do you measure the weight of air?
Well, you look at the barometric pressure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you have to do? What do you have to do to how do you weigh it? And physically, how do you do it?
Well, you could, if you're talking about at a certain altitude, that's easy. You just get a barometer.
No, I'm talking about
no,
just
not like that, dude. No.
just how do you get the weight of air? How do you measure the weight of air?
Pressure is measured off the walls of his container.
Yeah, even
There you
NASA's
go.
like that. Yeah.
I don't know how to answer it other than the way I answered it, D-Man. Maybe I'm missing what you're asking.
They have to put the air in a container.
Yeah, they have to contain air to get a weight from it.
Measured.
But you could get the average weight of the air at a certain altitude by looking at its barometric pressure, right?
Correct.
Let me ask you this, Icy.
In order to develop that in the first place, you have to have containment.
A container.
Yeah.
You
Well,
say that the atmosphere.
You demonstrate how you do it without it.
Without the container, air weighs nothing.
It has,
Well,
it has no weight.
I have a barometer on my phone, but y'all
Which
are
means
just
it
gonna
needs
say,
the
"Oh,
container
this
to
is bullshit."
contain the pressure. You don't have the container, you have no measurement of it. So how are you leaving this? Is there a magic zone that contains pressure without a container? Then how would they be able to weigh air?
Well, to go back to your first challenge, G-Man, the ISS would be traveling in a container-free environment, would be what the globe says.
The ISS is a container.
No, it'd be traveling in a container-free environment. The container would be gravity. It would be an invisible mechanism that allows for pressure to develop because of the way that it works.
Can you get just a handful of propane?
Maybe. I don't know if I can see.
Not very long.
Invisible.
I promise.
With
Does
no
that show
pressure.
my barometric pressure?
Yeah, well, I know
And it
how
changes,
barometric.
right?
Yeah, it changes.
I mean, I know
at
you
altitude
do.
because gas is produced at the lower levels. That's why it's heavier down here. There's more.
Oh yeah.
What do you
My
mean by
relative
that?
altitude is 0.2 meters. Wow, I'm basically at sea level.
You are?
No, relative. What? Maybe it's. I don't know how it's working, but it's
So you-
1,005 hectopascals is where I'm at.
I know. And you in order to get that barometric pressure, you have to have a surface to press on, right?
Sorry, monkey. You could probably help with it.
No, I was just wondering.
Got it.
Roger said gas is created at the ground or something like that.
At the ground level, yes, they're mostly
What do
created. down here.
you? What do you mean? It's created?
All gases. Well, that's where they're manufactured. There's a mechanism on this earth. How? Well, water exchange, heat exchange, turns other gases into other gases, so on and so forth. It's produced down here.
Why are boobs good? You know, why are trees?
Decomposition, everything's happening here at every level. Things are
JJ, did you
dying.
say why are boobs good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, why are trees?
That's a question we will never know.
Hey man,
everything starts here.
They
Everything
are,
starts
you know?
here.
Yeah. In order to get it, how do you keep a dynamic system going without a container to start with?
Think of a terrarium.
Yeah. And then now we're going to go in and we're going to make fun of the people that are flat domers next. So hold on.
That's okay.
Man,
There's only one.
Don't y'all find issue with the fact that we have never identified a container?
Who?
Yeah.
Like a lid, like a dome or something? Don't y'all
Well,
find issue with
it's not about it's not about identifying it. It's about understanding how it works.
Nobody's claiming to know exactly.
That's what we say about gravity.
Nobody's
Well,
claiming to know what it is.
You can understand the effects of it.
Well, it's simply buoyancy and density in the media, through mediums, different mediums.
Yeah.
That's all it is. There's no need for any of the other for adding magical forces to it.
Yeah,
it's just buoyancy and density through mediums. That's all it is.
Yeah,
buoyancy is part of the equation for gravity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What does G stand for in buoyancy?
I personally, I don't go with buoyancy. I just go with relative density disequilibrium. Buoyancy is just a shoehorn for gravity. It's how they kind of worked it in. Archimedes' principle was based on nothing to do with gravity at all. It was just a relative density to disequilibrium. That's all it was. And it's a ratio. That's all it is. And they've made it in. They took this formula, took acceleration out of it, and replaced it with gravity. That's all.
Really?
Yes.
Just
Really.
added more magical shit to it that didn't need to be added to it in the first
This
place.
is way before gravity was even thought of, man. Way before Newton was even.
It's an excuse to think we don't have a container. That's all it is. That you're not a container, that you're not a contained thing in a contained system, to have all these systems working themselves. Without the container, this system doesn't work.
Yeah, if you're really claustrophobic, you would actually I like the freedom of space. You know,
do y'all have an explanation with the globe saying that at the altitude of what is it, 250 miles? Is that right for the something like that for the ISS?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't buy the mileage. I don't mile. It's a calculation with you guys.
Well, I mean, so what if you
let's just say it's real. Yeah, let's say it's 250.
Let's say it's real.
Do you have a problem?
Let's go to Narnia.
For the sake of argument, you got to put yourself into the shoes of the other person to try and understand. If it's at 250 miles, right, where the atmospheric pressure would be virtually zero, does the 17,500 miles an hour without the wings or the panels flying off of it, does that make sense? Because of the fact that there's virtually no air, which is what causes the turbulence in the first place. If we were on if they offered a plane to fly at 150 miles an hour and there was no turbulence and I could get where I'm going, I'd say, sure, why not? Like, I don't want turbulence. That'd be great. But the fact is, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact is turbulence is created by wind and by air, whatever you want to call it. But the higher you get, there's way less of it. Like at this altitude, there's virtually none. And that's why you don't have wind resistance. And that's why you can virtually go as fast as a rocket can make you go at that altitude.
Oh, in order to maintain it, you have to maintain lift.
Doesn't work that way. Plus,
that's why I said you have to boost it every now and then. But yeah, you're right. You would eventually have the effects of friction, make you slow down, make you come down.
Well, you got to remember the higher you go, the less lift there is. There's less turbulence to go over anything. So you have to go faster and faster and faster.
Right.
So that you just look up the SR-71. It's got a ceiling. It can only go so high before it can't create lift. The engines can't breathe enough to do what they need to do. It's not rocket assisted, by the way. I've heard people say that, which is insane.
No,
it's not rocket assisted. It's a jet engine.
Yeah, but an SR-71 uses wings, so obviously it can only go so high. Do you see any wings in the ISS? No, because you don't.
No, we don't, because we don't think the ISS is real, though, Monkey. We're just
not a real thing.
Okay,
not real.
All right.
I mean, they can take it and put it in low Earth orbit. I'll agree with you on that. Can they get it out of this
orbit?
Hold on, I'm not done. But can they get it out? Can they get it outside of the container that it's in that has all these systems that work? The only way these systems work is in a container. So can they put it in low Earth orbit? Yes, I'll 100% agree. They could take a balloon and fly anything up there and go into a less weightless than on space.
I don't like the word orbit at all because
mass
attracting mass is dog.
Well, it's just going in a circle. It's doing a circuit.
Right,
I mean,
and that could be due to the electromagnetic, field that we live in that they call gravity. It's just they're hijacking.
I don't know.
9.8 meter second.
I tend not to think about the fantasy shit.
How many engines does an airplane have? Between 2 and 4, right?
Depends,
maybe a huge. You know how many rockets the SpaceX Starship Super Heavy booster has?
Yeah, well,
how many engines?
33, dude.
33.
Yeah.
Avoid the conspiracy, right? But 33 engines over 4, that's a hell of a lot of fucking.
And what happened to the first few of those that they launched? They blew up, didn't they?
Some do, yeah.
It's happened a couple times, I think.
That's
right?
saying if you just bring on more slaves, then you could lift 400-ton stones.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't make it a true or not, regardless of how many engines it's got.
It's not going to give it more lift. Yeah, don't put it that way.
I mean, 33 engines is going to give a rocket way more lift than it would if it had 3 engines.
The lift is not created by the rocket. You understand that, right?
What is it?
And the rocket's built in a way to be as aerodynamic to go up and into atmosphere as possible. It doesn't have wings. It has little flippers on the back, right? And it's like a pencil. It's literally like.
How about the Challenger?
Let's try to avoid it.
That big old hunk of metal that wasn't very aerodynamic. They're claiming they're taking that thing to space.
How fast was that traveling?
22,000 miles an
faster than an SR-71.
That's about right.
Faster than a rail bullet.
Yeah, but it wasn't in the atmosphere.
No, it had to go through atmosphere, dude. It really does,
down.
and it has to go back in and out. Yeah.
But once so that's why they have stage 2 boosters, right? Once they get high enough, they cut the first stage boosters, and then they have stage 2 boosters that are actually designed to get them into the environment that they
you get that
are
out of
going to
a
be in.
parabolic arc. They just
What-
go right out to the
Does
the
it
Bermuda
does that
Triangle.
does that get heavier as it travels up higher?
Does it get heavier? No, gravity is lower in the higher environment. Yeah.
So there is no environment without gravity, right?
I mean, if we're talking about like, yes, on the very micro scale, there's not, but like, yeah, essentially zero gravity
So we're
for
going
all
a little
intents and
deep too,
purposes.
right? So we're going.
I don't know how
deep.
often. Yeah, I don't know how often they have to do a boost. I would guess that it's probably once every couple days. Like, that would be my guess, but I mean, they do it occasionally.
Here's a question.
And same with satellites, everything like that.
When it comes to the boost thing, have you seen this happen in real life?
No, but I've seen it transit across the moon several times on many different
I can
observations.
transit things across the moon all the time, and people do that daily. But it's not the point. Have you seen the actual satellites or the ISS being boosted out of the low Earth atmosphere?
No, but I haven't gone to look for it, to be fair. But I mean, I could probably find something.
I already been looking, so no worries.
Have you seen them building the ISS? There's a 5.5 hour video on Astronomy
I'm sure
Labs
there is.
channel. I mean, that would be where I would start, right? If I was curious about how they would do this, and if I was trying to find anomalies. Literally 5.5 hours of boring people doing boring things, showing how this thing came together.
They got caught faking shit so many damn times they don't have a leg to stand on. So I'm not.
Well, I'm still
credible source. They're not
credible. This was way back. This is in the 90s, though. This is
I'm still trying to figure out how they're
lying to you since the 50s.
Yeah, dude.
How are they leaving? Yet we have all these systems in a container. Yet we're leaving the container.
I would challenge you, and I haven't seen evidence for a container.
Well, I'm going to Antarctica. I'm going to probably be doing some ideas of looking for a container if I get a chance to. That's one wonderful thing that is so off limits. And you guys can tell me, oh, you can go down there and just pay the money kind of thing. No, it's not that easy.
I got a question for IC Spin or Monkey, whatever. If you guys claim that the atmosphere is completely stuck to the globe, so you can't leave the globe and, they spin underneath you, right? It just magically keeps you exactly the same no matter what. You can take a helicopter and hover for infinitely and never spin underneath you, correct?
Yes.
Well, if that's the case, it's just like a track on a football field. The inside lane has a shorter distance to get around, right? And the outside lane, that's why they stagger them when they start. Well, the higher you go, the farther it has to go around to keep up with the spin of the Earth. So where is it getting its extra energy to be able to keep up with the same as the inside track? Right?
That's a good question.
Great question.
That's actually a good. Yeah, it's the drag. I'm not on screen, right? I'm pretty sure I'm still watching but the drag is essentially staggered from what I've seen, and that it does have this parabolic arc, sort of similar to how like rockets would go into space, but it's got a drag, and that drag is consistent though. So anywhere that you go up in the atmosphere, I mean, yes, you're right that the atmospheric the drag would be slightly different towards the outskirts of, let's just call it, getting closer to space, but it's comparable. It's very relatively different, and it's still being dragged all the way up to where, I mean, even something like the ISS needing to do a boost at that altitude would be affected by friction to a small degree.
It'd have to be going much faster, because it has that much farther to go around, but it can't be seen or demonstrated, right?
It has different forces. The force would be noticeable even when they would build buildings or build giant tower antennas or skyscrapers. They would have to be built. One side of the building would have to be built stronger than the other side to compensate for the forces. The higher off the ground you go, the greater the forces, the greater the flex back would be as it would be spinning around. The further out you go from the center, the greater the forces.
No, that's wrong. It's actually the opposite. The gravity is less the higher you go.
Well, it's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
the
centrifugal forces, man.
The centrifugal force?
Yeah.
Why would the centrifugal force be higher the higher you go?
Centrifugal forces, actually. Not centrifugal.
with that being
centrifuge.
said, okay, so you're claiming that the atmosphere is spinning with the Earth. So if you're at the equator, the atmosphere is spinning 1,000 miles an hour due west, right, or due east, whatever, right?
Tangential, yeah.
So
Okay.
when a plane takes off, you're claiming that it's maintaining its inertia from the spin of the Earth. So when it takes off, it's not fighting 1,000-mile-an-hour current, correct?
Right.
But when the
Right.
plane turns around and heads west, right, the opposite way, how does it
Uh-huh.
not lose its momentum that you claim
Yes.
that it possesses?
Well, it's still going 1,000 miles an hour, and the way that you're thinking about it, it's still going 1,000 miles an hour in whatever direction it was going. But now it's also going, let's call it 500 miles an hour in the other direction. And if you're looking at it from the outside reference frame, say you're on the moon and you're watching this happen, if it's only going 500 miles an hour and the Earth is spinning at 1,000, then it's going to be losing 500 miles an hour from your vantage point. It's going to be shifting 500 miles an hour with the rotation of the Earth at the equator.
So
You would
physics
lose
it's going to
all
be going.
momentum. You would lose
Yeah.
all momentum the second
Yeah.
you went 1 mile an hour in
The
the other
physics part of it
direction.
dead.
And you'd have
So
to
no-
go.
so-
You'd have to go 1,000 miles an hour to go 1
No.
mile an hour.
How's this? I got one even
Imagine
better.
this. One more second. Imagine that the plane was say it's spinning exactly 1,000 miles an hour, and the plane is going 1,000 miles an hour against that. If you were on the moon, what would it look like if you could see the plane? What would it look like?
Well, this is a thought experiment, not physics.
We're not on the moon.
No, we're talking about the physics.
Neither
of
are
the
you.
plane
It would be.
flying
It
against
would not. It would be virtually sitting still, but the Earth would still be rotating underneath it.
Me
But it would be
personally-
sitting still,
Listen, man.
and it
Me
would still
personally-
be
Hold on.
changing.
I
It would
see.
still be
I see.
changing
Stop.
Hold on,
locations
dude.
because
Hold on.
when the Earth rotates, it would be in a different location.
Dude, why are you using outside references? Why don't you use right here? Fuck the moon.
Yeah, we're
How
not
about
talking
use
about
right
reason
here
that
at
I
your
use-
feet?
Yeah,
The
no
reason that I
reference.
used an outside reference was so that you could understand the example, so that you
I've
could
never
understand
been to the
why
moon.
it happens.
Neither
It
have
don't
you.
It don't make sense to me. I-
This,
my
why look
opinion,
there? You're right here.
if
The reason
runway,
that you're not going to have 1,000 miles an hour, if it's sitting on the runway, is there 1,000 miles an hour blowing it backwards, JJ? No,
of
right?
course
It's
not.
at
That's
0
'cause
miles an
that's
hour, right?
because we're immovable. Earth is
Yeah,
stationary.
it's
But
stationary.
Is there
but-
We're
atmosphere?
not moving.
Is there
We're-
atmosphere? Is there atmosphere outside where the plane is at 0 altitude of the runway? Is there atmosphere still there?
Listen, if we went by what you're saying, Japan never would have been able to fly the planes to go and do the attack. The spin would have been faster than the planes are flying. Do you understand?
Yeah.
No,
We don't
I'm
believe we
trying
don't.
to give an example, and you keep
We're going with your example, but your example it pertains reference frames that we can't obtain.
That are unobtainable. Don't bother with that. Stick right here to the
The
ground.
atmosphere spins with the Earth. Okay,
Of
that's
course.
the answer. The
Okay.
atmosphere spins
Now-
with the Earth, so it's pushing off the atmosphere that's already spinning with the Earth. It's as
How
simple as
fast?
that.
How fast is it moving?
How fast is what moving?
The
at
atmosphere.
the equator, it'd be
The atmosphere with the air that's
miles.
traveling over the land would be faster than the plane could fly.
The atmosphere would be spinning at the same rate. I'd say relatively to whatever the rate of the latitude that it's underneath would be spinning.
And that's just.
I mean, if you're talking about a tangential speed, sure, but it's rotating at 1 revolution per day, right?
And what's up with the clouds being able to go any direction at any any speed?
Clouds are in the atmosphere. The atmosphere.
I don't use
is
the
moving
moon
with
as
the Earth.
reference. I don't use the moon as reference or anything.
Claim the whole atmosphere is being dragged at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator.
That's right.
But,
Independent of anything else. Yes.
Right, but clouds can go any directions. The slightest of breezes, any
Yeah, just like a plane.
kites and smokestacks and fireworks. None of these things seem.
The force of it turning would change everything. The
have
forces
to
on one
imagine
side of everything would be completely different.
The plane
Meaning
is in a
even
medium.
anything constructed would have to be constructed stronger on one side to compensate
is
for the
flying in
force
a
of it
medium.
spinning.
The
You would
medium
see
is
it.
air.
Right.
You would
I get
see it
the
in
medium.
every antenna
It's
and
put-
every
it's-
radio tower. You would see
it's
how the
moving
guy
through the
lines.
medium, and that
Can you
moving-
stop?
No,
Can you
because
stop?
JJ asked a question. It's moving through the medium of air. The medium is already moving with the Earth. So if you want to imagine a sphere, and then imagine that you can see that air that's moving with Earth as it's flying through the medium, it's simply just traveling through that medium that's already moving. I really.
So you're
and-
swimming
the
upstream, you would
problem
have a
is-
force that would
Yeah,
be
the
applied to
prob-
you,
yeah,
dude.
That's
Yes.
the problem. The medium's allegedly
Good
traveling
God.
eastward at 1,000, not
Jesus.
any
You would
direction
notice the
you
difference in
want.
flight times too.
There is no difference. You could fly east and west the same amount of time. I've flown plenty of times where it's not minutes different, and they fly the same speeds. But
Okay. Well, what would happen? And Since the globe model says it does that, like I'm saying it, what do you say that the globe model says, or what do you say? Why is the reason? What would happen? The wings would fly off if it went against the wind, or
I think it's nonsensical.
or against the
I
rotation?
mean, my logic tells me it's a load of shit because, you know, you can't keep the momentum of the spin of the Earth when you fly against it. You know, if the atmosphere is spinning, it's spinning eastward. Okay, you can't go west and maintain the momentum that you're carrying when you took off from a runway.
It would be totally different in opposite directions by so much. It'd be ridiculously noticeable if you went the opposite direction. Like I said,
So
the plane from World War II wouldn't have been able to go in that direction ever.
And you
But
can
the
take hot air
helicopter that's
balloons,
hovering.
helicopters, hot air balloons, they could just sit there and
Well,
hover.
No movement, and they can't.
What's going on with the helicopter?
They can't
Why
use
does it
this as
hover?
the reference to measure
It's
movement from it.
There's
It doesn't work.
there's no motion
It's
in
called
our world.
reality.
Dude.
It's called reality, dude. We're immovable. We're not moving, and we
Not
don't
going
live on
anywhere.
the sphere. Everything
But
is
why does-
topographic. There is a true up and a true down, dude.
Okay.
That's why. I mean,
It's just up and down from your feet to over your head. Your body position doesn't change any way you go ever. And you could get on any plane or get on any boat and go anywhere in this whole place we're in, and you'll never see or feel or measure an orientation change in the position of your body. You could sit in a chair anywhere and go across this whole thing, and position of your body is not following a shape.
Think about throwing a pebble in a lake, dude. There's gonna be ripples in all directions. Anyways, I've had this conversation many times on Discord debating guys, and you give the same answers I see. I expected it as much, but the reference frame of the moon. Now, think about this: if you're on the moon,
goddamn,
But why does it on the globe, right? If the globe is spinning,
On the globe,
what's going to happen when the helicopter goes up? Is it going to just go 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, like the other direction?
Everything's going 1,000 miles an hour according to you guys.
But like if you jump at
In
the
the beginning.
equator, right, you're going to just come back down onto Earth. Even though you're going 1,000 miles at the equator, you're in the atmosphere. Presumably the way you guys are thinking about it is that the atmosphere would have an effect on your airspeed if you jump up, right?
Well, if it's Velcroed, you're going to get thrown off of it eventually. I mean,
But if you jump up, you should move faster than if you were at the North Pole, for instance, right? You're
No,
gonna
when
get
you
swept away.
land, you should get whipped out to the side a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything's treated
I don't know how
stationary. I mean, literally, it is.
Everything is stationary.
I think flying west would be extremely problematic, including south and north, if the entire atmosphere is being drugged to the east. You know, I think that would be
Even for the shape, every building you would see would have to be built to plumb and level would be tilting away from each other.
Yeah.
And it would be way noticeable the higher they were or the further they were away. You would see the angle more and more and more. As you got
Gentlemen,
away
not to be a killjoy, but I want to get back to the magic show.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like no buoyancy. So that is why the ping pong ball cannot float back. So right now you know this is the buoyancy. And let me take this glass of water to Mr. Ye.
Oh, amazing.
I got you.
I know.
Why don't you show that video of Tim Peake standing in front of the grid screen, rolling the ball around in a circle?
Where's a good place to grab that?
Yeah. Fuck, I'd
So,
have to
Was
get
there,
the ammo.
That could
was
have
there a
been
magnet
done.
at the bottom of that?
No, there
Did
was
you
tape to
notice?
the table, dude.
Oh, tape on the table. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you
So
go.
yeah, the whole
hey,
point of
hey.
that is, I'm going to go here.
It was
This is prepared ball
Velcro.
flight, dude. That's all it is. So
Now the gig is up anyway because they've already shown their cards, which trying to fake us with augmented reality.
Yeah,
So
you
I
notice
don't
how
even
he's-
buy. I don't
yeah.
buy the whole.
Yeah, it's all
setup,
CGI
man.
shit.
It's
It's all
CGI augmented
screens and
reality.
shit.
A
Caught so
parabolic
many
flight
times.
is like 90 seconds in between periods
Yeah,
of
they're up and
gravity-free
down.
alignment, right?
Yeah.
Look at her hand.
Right,
dude.
but
Tell
like
me
that
tell me
video
it
was
look
longer
fake.
than 90 seconds. So they would
Yeah,
have
you realize that
things would have changed.
you realize that they could take longer flights, do deeper dives. That they go
Her
higher.
hands,
than you think.
her hands look like Charlie Kirk in his casket, bro.
Yeah.
Like that
It's,
don't look
it's
real
easy to
me,
do
man.
that. It's not impossible.
When it comes to the physical stuff, it doesn't. None of this shit works. Doesn't work. As soon as you start to physically figure out that how it's going physically, how it would work, how it would look, its actions physically, none of that crap works. Doesn't work.
So my argument about just the one thing that you said about the helicopter, and I can go back to that in a sec, Roger. But if you jump up at the equator, I would say that you would land down in the exact, all else equal, you'd land down in the exact same spot, just like you would at the North Pole or the South Pole. And it's simply because the atmosphere is moving at the tangential velocity of whatever altitude you're at.
Yeah, but it's going in one direction, right? According to the spin of the Earth, which is
going eastward.
It's going the direction of the spin of the Earth. Yes,
it would actually have an effect on you if you were flying the opposite direction.
Have an effect on
you're flying through a gel. If you want to think about it that way, the gel is the
that would slow your flight
pushing
down.
off. You're pushing off of it. Yeah, that's what friction is. That's why you have
it would actually slow down your flight, though. It would.
You would literally have to
it would be
go
the same
1,000.
though if you went the other direction, because
You
then
would literally
you
have
would
to
either
go
be
1,000
pushing off
1 mile an hour to go 1 mile an
No,
hour.
you're not pushing on it. You're pushing off of it.
You're pushing off of an
behind you.
atmosphere that is essentially sitting still. So you're pushing off of an atmosphere that's moving with the rotation of the Earth, but it's rotating. So you're just pushing off, even though you're coming this way. That's why it was my example. Like, say the Earth is like making you turn, like so is the air. So as you're pushing at that 500 miles an hour or whatever, and you're actually losing daylight because you're not flying at the same speed of the spin of the Earth. Like that,
Okay.
it would be easy to show you if you were at the equator and you were moving 1,000 miles an hour opposite the rotation of Earth from the outside. If you just were looking at it and you were watching the Earth spin, it would look like that plane was sitting still, but it would still be arriving at a different destination, because guess what? The Earth rotates, and eventually it would get to its destination. It would land, and then it would still be rotating.
That's what Coriolis would actually do if it was real.
You wouldn't be like, how's this? Get on a flight simulator and make the airstrip that you're landing at moving while you're landing.
What do you think people do on airline carriers every day?
Yeah, they don't move.
And it's extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous.
No.
To land on a moving
something landing on
runway.
something moving.
Who was the dildo a while ago that decided he wanted to follow the Earth curve and smash the plane?
I can't remember the kid.
Yeah, some guy tried this, and the plane went into the ground.
Yeah. So my question is, though, I mean, you're think about it like a gel, right? You're flying through, and if it's moving 1,000 miles an hour towards you, you take off from one point and you go opposite of it. Would that not cause more friction in the flight than it would be if you were flying the opposite direction?
Exactly.
With the air moving in one direction faster,
because
in one direction.
In the other direction, you would be accelerating at twice the speed of the spin of the Earth at the 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, for the example. You would be going twice the speed of the rotation of Earth. So you would be making it around
as
it comes
times in half, wouldn't it? You know.
Well, the point is that you're still only traveling 1,000 miles an hour ground distance, right? But like, because the Earth is rotating, if you're thinking about it from looking from the outside in, you could see that it's going super fast, right? Because it looked.
You think of it as reference frames.
The reason I'm saying reference frame, Roger, is simple, is because it's just so that you can see what's happening.
Yeah,
when you're inside of it, it's different.
Saying it, but I mean, you actually have to have a physicality to that reference frame, don't you? It's where it ends and begins. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if we're on the moon, though, I think that's a separate reference frame.
And haven't they pushed
so that you could watch the Earth rotate? I'm just saying anywhere that you could watch the Earth rotate, where you're not going to be dragged with the Earth rotation. I mean, you are on the moon, but what is it? 28 days. It's slow enough to where you could still see the effects of what I'm talking about.
Dude.
If you could see,
just stop referencing the moon. Why are you trying to reference the moon?
Because the moon is far enough outside of Earth's gravity where if you had a super long,
bro.
I know, but this is all fantasy land shit. Why don't you focus on the ground?
The moon was. Imagine where the moon, because for the sake of example, so you could see the Earth rotate. You want to do it in Stellarium? I could show you the same thing. And you'll
why
say,
didn't they do that in real time when they went to the moon?
Because they were doing experiments. What are you talking about?
Have you ever taken
the Earth? They already know it's a globe. Why would they want to prove the globe?
Have you ever taken a flight east or west?
Hold on a second. If they went to the moon, think about this, okay? If they went to the moon, do you think they think that the Earth is not a globe?
Bobby Thompson coming at you with my top 25 all-time favorite.
Sorry.
But my point is, like, if they went to the moon, let's just say they went. Like, do you think they're concerned with the shape of Earth, Roger? Of course not. I know that you are, and I know that the panel is. But I'm saying if they went there, they wouldn't have these questions. My point is that they're focusing on other things because they already know.
I know, but here's the point. Why are you focusing on that when you point?
Because you said, why wouldn't they? Because one of you guys said that why wouldn't they do this? Why wouldn't they show a real-time spinning of the Earth? Because they don't care. Because they know what the shape is. They don't have any qualms about that. They're doing.
How about they just don't have it?
Well, why did they fake it then?
How about they just don't have it?
How about you know what the burden of proof is? That's why they should fucking carry the burden. That's why they should prove it, because they made a positive claim and it's
no, they didn't. They just went to space. They didn't say, "Watch, we're going there."
Claiming you go to space comes with a burden of proof.
They didn't claim they went to space. They just went to space. They didn't have any reason to say, "Hey guys, we went to space."
Oh, they claimed.
Look at us.
Yeah, they did.
They went there.
Maybe.
They did. Went there. They were happy about it, but they went there. They were doing science. They were trying to figure out stuff. They didn't care about whether or not people believe them. That was probably the
we're going off. We're going off to the fantasy land shit now.
Yeah, we are. All right, guys. Can I take us back
if you think about it from a fantasy
land stuff, stick to the ground.
If you think about it from a fantasy, right, and you were trying to do a
fantasy, I don't think about shit in fantasy land. I think about the real where we are right here on the reality on this land. Fuck space.
Okay, before
including them going to space.
I have
no, fuck space. That's fantasy land shit.
Bro.
Okay, can I ask
move on?
Can I ask one question about the Chinese space station thing there with the ping pong ball? When they picked the glass up, while it was actually on the table, how did that water stay in that glass during that maneuver?
I'm going to say it probably has something to do with surface tension. Or yes, it might not be water.
Yeah, it has to have weight to it there.
Something's fishy.
Weight. But it doesn't necessarily have to have weight. It could just be different than the consistency of water. It could be like a Jello, right? That they
everything about it is fishy.
Like water.
In a zero gravity, it wouldn't matter.
I'm trying to answer his question. Okay, I'm just trying to tell him that this is what it would look.
Just admit
this is
it's
probably
fishy.
what the case is.
Yeah,
I said that I don't understand it. I don't have the answers right now. That's why I appreciate you showing the source. Right.
Yeah. So why don't you go get me the answers for me? I want to see how the magic trick's done. I wonder how they got.
I mean, you could get the answers just like I could, right?
Yeah, you could do it too.
I've looked at it. I've looked at surface tension on the ISS and how they supposedly get it with water. It doesn't do what they're doing now. How does the physics of the water itself change? If it's actually water, then why would they replace it and say it is water? You know, they're trying to make a point. They're trying to ooh and awe you. Dude. Yeah. The whole experiment thing was kind of woof.
The reason that I won't go get it, Roger, the reason that I have no interest in going to get the answer for you is because No. I can get the answer, and I probably will in my own time. But I have no interest.
I'll get it right now
because you're just going to say it's fake anyway.
No, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask them the question. I'm going to go look it up. If you don't think
when you get the answer, you'll say this is what they say, and then on your show.
The whole reason we go to it's fake so often is because it's called credibility. Once you get caught faking shit over and over, then I'm going to say you're faking. I'm not. It's like crying wolf, dude. I'm not going to rely on a source that's been caught faking shit over and over.
Would this example of what he showed, would that go into your file of it's fake?
Of course.
So that's just more
like
evidence.
A blooper reel.
That's an interesting. That's interesting though, because you haven't fully explored this, right?
I don't understand
I would imagine that everything that's in your file of fake proven is something that you've actually went and got the source.
I don't know where the romanticism is for space.
You know what that doesn't change? The fact that they faked it once. It don't matter if I think that everything's fake, because dude, you wouldn't fake something that was real. Okay. At the end of the day, you don't need to fake something that is legitimate. And they've been caught. And it don't matter if it was 500 times or 20.
The Soviet movies were even worse. They were even worse. They were 10 times worse than the NASA ones. The NASA ones at least looked like a crappy movie. You know, the Russian ones were even worse.
There's a lunar reconnaissance orbiter going around the moon right now, right?
Cool story.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, the lunar. It's been there since 2012
cool
or something
story,
like that.
Dude.
There's actually a really cool. It's called eyes.nasa.gov. I don't need to drop a link, but go check it out. eyes.nasa.gov. It's like a real time view of everything that's going on in our solar system.
Their official story is that's water and that's surface tension. That's the official story.
That's water and that's surface. It is water and it is surface tension. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they.
I don't know.
space. I can show it to you if you want to read it yourself.
No, I believe you. I would assume. What I would assume is that the ping pong ball pushing on the water would create a force that would make the water move up. That would be my inclination, but I'd have to. Try.
That's not even close to the big question. The big question is, where are they?
Yeah.
Or if they're there at all. That's the big question.
And they're deceiving all over the place. Like, there's not a ping pong ball, first of all. It's not. And even if that was a thicker liquid than water, it still wouldn't stay in the damn cup. It wouldn't stay on the table.
They're inside the container that we're all in.
Monkey had a good question.
What was the question, Monkey?
Shoot. So JJ said it's not a ping pong ball. Then what is it?
No, it's obviously absorbent.
Yeah.
Ooh, a foosball.
Yeah,
Really?
they're deceiving you to think that it's a ping pong ball, so it will float on the top of the water, and they're proving that buoyancy isn't there, and they're proving where they are by deceiving you that this is a ping pong ball, and it clearly is absorbent, and it's not a ping pong ball.
Well, if you zoom in close enough on a ping pong ball, you'd be able to see the sponge holes. Yeah.
Dude,
the ping pong ball's not sponge.
No.
Yeah, he said it's not a ping pong ball though. That you should be able to see the sponge holes.
It's like a magician knowing how a magic trick works, and then somebody questioning, well, how do you know? Well, it's called magic, man. It's hands.
I can show you a sponge ball. You won't be able to see the micro holes in it.
Yep, exactly.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, there you go. Ping pong golf ball.
Did she use a straw just because she couldn't find a pencil or what? Like, obviously, everything about it's like
something with a eraser on would probably hold it better.
Well, the straw was used so all the bubbles would escape through the straw. So
not necessarily. I mean, the straw could be simply because there's an opening, right? There's an opening at the end, and that opening could connect to the ping pong ball and just allow you to control it better.
Yeah, you have more
theorist, dude.
Wouldn't a rubber tip pencil?
I'm just saying that's a reason that they could have used a straw. It has a concave entry where it can sit against the ping pong ball.
We're just speculating with this because we're not there on the ISS station and actually watching this happen in real time.
I almost did that on stream.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. You're gonna get accused of porn bombing somebody, dude. Now Brenda's been known to do that normally. She's been always.
Don't pay any attention to that guy. I mean, I know you're gonna probably keep him in chat, but that's.
What are you talking about, Tarek?
Absolutely.
Tarek's been around for a long time.
Lie.
Yeah,
that's a straight lie, though. For him to go around accusing people of porn bombing is despicable.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who does porn bombing.
Well, I can tell you there are people who do it, and we know who the suspects are from the original debates, and we've been keeping an eye on them for a while.
So Tarek told you the other day, and you said, "Oh, really? That guy does it." The answer is no.
Did Tarek didn't tell me anything about you doing anything, or
no? He did. I saw him write IC's whatever they call me. They say all kind of names, but he wrote it in chat. And he said, "Oh, that guy really does that? Oh, okay." But it was like after we had been on there, maybe I don't know the last time. Oh, you were talking about my channel or something. You pulled it up on a stream, and so he was going off on me. He's going off on me because I talked to him on Sob's channel, and he said something that really agitated me, and so I said something back to him, and I told him that he better not mention it again, and so he got really fucking pissed. And then that's his defense mechanism, right? It's like he'll never show his face. You can ask him to come on stream anytime. He'll never show his face. You'll never hear his voice. I wonder why. He's just hiding behind his keyboard, and him and his little clique are lying. They
Stop
lie all the
doxing
time.
people.
Yeah.
They lie all the time.
Yeah.
I said his little clique. I didn't mention who else, but Parrot, he made an accusation. Bring forth
Stick
the
to the
evidence and
ground.
shut your fucking mouth.
Stick to the ground. That's where your focus should be.
That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, well, anyway, with Tarrant and his group, and they've been dealing with Arwen and all their trolls for a long time, so they have to almost kind of play dirty when it comes to it.
You don't accuse somebody of porn bombing. They are porn bombing. That's just, come on. You know?
But the thing is, like McToon's crowd and a lot of those old trolls that are over there, they've been doing this for a long time with Nathan and Flats. They do actually porn bomb people, dude.
I believe it happens. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just not a part of that. I couldn't care less.
Yeah, they're trying to get your channel taken down. That's why they do that.
You're a part of associate with the people they have.
They're trying to just ruin my reputation. That's all they're trying to do. I mean, it's as simple as that. Make me look bad. And that's fine. But like, Roger, you could kick me off in 10 minutes for having an argument with JJ. Let's say it happens in 10 minutes. You could kick me off and I could call you the worst names that I could think of. I would never say anything past a certain line, right? Unless I had evidence about anybody. and I would never go there. We might have a knockdown drag out. Vlad, earlier we had some words, right? But I would never go there, right? And if I did, I would expect repercussions, and I would expect for everyone in my community to turn on me. I'd like to think I have a good reputation in my community, even in the flat earth community. I'd like to think that my reputation is, I mean, whatever, I'm a shill, but like, I'm not going to go on like you had me up. Like, you knew I wasn't going to get smart and call you names. And JJ's and I, when we're just chit chatting, we're fine, right? Like, I try to be good. I have my views. We are all passionate about our views at the end of the day, but I'm not going to go there. And for someone else to try and go there, it just shows you how some people behave, and it's immature.
Well, it's kind of hypocritical, bro, because the people that you do associate are the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They are the
Do you
worst
have
of the worst, man.
Show me, and that'll be it.
Look at the videos they're making of us. They're making fun of me personally about me losing battle with my daughter being transgender. Give me the fucking break, dude. You know what I mean? You do that in real life, you get your fucking teeth knocked in, right? But here we are, keyboard warriors, and we tolerate it, right?
Yeah.
But don't be hypocritical and act like, yeah, you can speak for yourself, but the people you associate are not good people, brother. You know, they're just not.
The topic that you brought up is a very touchy topic. I'll give you that.
Of course it is. And I have skin in the game, bro. That's why I do what I do.
You do.
And I don't like to be trifled with. You know what I'm saying?
There was some doxing things going on also.
Oh yeah, especially on my channel.
All right.
Just recently.
There's a lot of good. It's been going on for years, decades, man. At least a decade.
I don't support that. I don't support that.
I don't support
that either. I don't know people that are doing that, and I don't support it. I would say that's bad.
I don't associate with anybody who does it. I never have.
I don't think either one of you are being honest. I mean, you're going to McToons, you're going to Drunk Debunk Show. They're all guilty of it, man.
They're all
they
doing
think it's funny. It's all about clicks and clout. And
I've told you though that I've gone on there.
Yeah, and the 700 dislikes.
But I wouldn't do anything.
Come on, guys. Come on.
And I'm not talking about just you specifically. I'm
talking to men here, not kids.
Associating with, right? It's like we're being attacked from all sides. That's why you all just need to understand where we're coming from as well. Look at all sides. You know, you look at all the.
We're actually having a good conversation here about what we actually think about what's going on in physics and stuff. What does it have to do with our personal lives? Nada.
Yeah, nothing. But still,
never should.
It's not a good thing to do.
It never should.
Yeah, but it's gone there many a times. But why does it? We don't escalate that. We don't go after your personal life. We go, he believes in a globe. Everybody on the earth thinks they're on a globe. They're taught that.
Roger. Roger, you have been a purveyor of showing people's personal lives on your stream to make fun of them.
What personal life did I make fun of? What person?
Roger.
Was any of this on the internet already?
Nice. And it was making fun of someone's person. Same with you, JJ. I'll leave it at that. We'll do it off stream. If you end it, maybe I'll bring it up.
Okay.
It wasn't very nice, and I'll just leave it at that. It's inappropriate.
I have no problem.
I know, but it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate.
Was it already? Let me ask you this: was it already on the internet? Was it something that was already on the internet?
Right, a purveyor of things that people are sharing that they shouldn't. That it's just bad, right?
Dude, I don't have a problem admitting if I said something. You know, if you show me something I did out of line,
I'm open to
I'll apologize for it, man.
Yeah. If I did something that was out of character, I'm more willing to show people here right in front of everybody.
We shouldn't, you know, and we're all just human beings here at the end of the day, man. You know, we just got to be intellectually honest and be able to admit it. You know,
like I said, I think that it's off topic, and I really don't want to go there. But I promise both of you that I will mention it, and if you want to bring it up on stream or if you want to record it, it's just inappropriate to talk about at this moment in time. But I'll address it at some point with you guys in private.
Yeah, if you want to go that route, I don't find it inappropriate at all. We're here.
I think I know where he's going, and
it's all good.
Everybody already knows it already for the most part.
Yeah, it's not anything new.
Everything's on the internet. Anything we've done has been seen and can be seen again. You know,
all I was saying is that, you know, we've all probably done things that we shouldn't, right? And I do think that I don't think that anyone is holier than thou in certain respects. I absolutely wouldn't do the things that I spoke about and that I told you I would never do, and I don't associate with people that do. You just have to either take me at my word or think I'm lying. Like JJ, you said you think I'm lying. I am not lying, as far as I understand.
I mean, it goes without saying, right?
There may be information that you have, but
Well, yeah, I see you on these other channels, right? And you guys make mockery, and you guys stoop to
Yeah,
levels
we
that
do
are
that.
not very adult like, right? And it's all about entertainment. I get it, right? But at
I
the end
made
of the
a
day,
song for you, JJ, that I can
well,
let you
I'm
hear, but
sure.
it's called
Let her
"This Ain't
rip,
My
man.
First Rodeo, Dog."
That's right. That's right. Get your
It's funny.
Marlboros, and your
It's a
dew.
really good song, but
Let's ascertain it,
It
bro.
is. It's quite a banger.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't think you said ascertain that time, but I just put I literally put all the things that you said on a stream one time with I think it was with Monkey and and Max,
Hey,
and I put it into Suno and I tweaked it for I don't know 3 or
if
4
it's
hours.
funny,
It
it's
took me
funny, man.
forever.
I can laugh.
It
You
is
got to learn
funny.
to laugh at yourself, man.
It's funny, and it's not. I mean, and there's nothing like that makes you look bad. Like, that was the funny
Yeah.
part, is because I just took everything you said and threw it into a song, and it sounded really
Yeah,
good.
I agree with that. Half the times you guys are making fun of us, it's like, yeah, it's not. I mean, I think it's funny, but it's like it's not insulting, So you
Yeah.
guys are like right at
Yeah,
the edge of
I like to think I'm
what's
just having
insulting.
fun. I try not to be insulting, and if I am,
Well, when
I
you
always
bring people's
apologize.
daughters and
Which I
all
have
that
never
shit,
done and never will. That is bullshit.
well,
I don't think
obviously
that's
the
much to
video
it.
speaks for itself, right? That
Who
you
made
guys
the
got
video?
that. You guys
The
back it,
video.
and
Which video?
that's-
Yeah, what video?
the one they made about me, JJ ascertains, right? They're talking about me losing the battle. About
Oh,
me losing the battle with my daughter, and she's driving off in some rainbow fucking Corvette, flipping me off.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that
people
kind of
sitting there
shit.
laughing like a bunch of little kids.
Yeah, and then you guys
Fucking
go
with
over there
people's
and act
family.
like
What the fuck is
your
wrong with
shit
you?
don't stink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then
fair.
you're gonna act like that you don't associate with people like that, and you do. You
You
clearly
do.
do.
And you get your rocks off doing it. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's been 2 hours long, and we have not come to a conclusion about the Chinese space station.
I have opinions about that. Maybe JJ, maybe we can set something up that I have opinions, and we could just talk about it.
Yeah.
I know what you're
respect
talking
you
about,
guys, man. We're all
and I
human beings
understand.
here, bro.
I understand. I understand the part of you that's like in pain from a video like that, and I do, and I empathize with it. I think that there's, even for myself, right? Like just empathizing with maybe people that might be in that community. I think that I have other examples that would help maybe illustrate kind of the position the position that's on the other side, I guess. It has nothing to do with atheists or religion. It's that part of life. I'm not trying to be vague or anything, but I do think that there are other arguments that might be a good structured talk, and it doesn't have to be anything personal, but it can be addressing some of those issues that maybe will help us both like widen our understanding of like what the topic actually sort of is, and some of the other challenges that like
a lot
people
of
like yourself and
need to
people
be had. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Just
So
on
I
a
have no
pure
problem with
level.
doing that, and I understand where you're coming from when you say that, and I appreciate you bringing that up.
I appreciate you as well, man. And like I said, conversations like these need to be had. They've been overdue for a long time because, you guys just need to understand where we're coming from and our intentions. We don't. If you really truly understood, you wouldn't be over here harassing us, right, and trifling us, right? Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we don't give a shit about the damn shape of the earth, man. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. There's so much more to it, bro. And yeah, it's entertaining, dude, to mock it and all this, but at the end of the day, it's not a game to us, man. It really
Stick
isn't.
to the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I try not to be, offensive. Like I know, like I said before, but like in the past, I've been a little abrasive, and I'm trying to turn a leaf here. I'm trying to be nice, have a civil conversation with you guys because I have honestly nothing against you guys. Do I disagree with everything you say?
I'm in the same boat, bro.
Yeah, but
I feel the same way.
no hard feelings against any of you.
I don't want to divide, man. I really don't,
No.
dude.
No.
But we have to, dude. To look at our perspective and how we're being attacked. We don't have no choice at this point, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why things are upside down right now. And we don't tolerate. We just kick you. You say hi and we kick you. It's not because that's what we wanted or that's what we like, man. It's just that's how we got to protect ourselves over here.
It's association.
That's what
I
it's
don't
come
want.
to.
I don't
Yeah,
want
you don't
anything to
nothing
do with it.
Yeah.
I've kind of one last thing I wanted to ask. What are y'all's thoughts on the 3-eye atlas? Because I hear it. I've seen people tracking it. Some people say this, that.
Space Dookie's coming to kill us all.
It's
going to go through the magical. It's going to go through the magical. No. It's going to go through the magical no container and come and kill us all.
Look
deep
at
in
the
space.
source. Look at the source. that's telling you about 3i Atlas, right? The government, your news, right? The mainstream. That's who you're gonna rely on to think that something is reality, right? These people have been caught lying about damn near everything, dude. I'm not kidding or exaggerating when I say these people are compulsive liars, dude. Compulsive liars.
There's one point I'll make on the 3i Atlas thing. Even your get it out straight. The amateur astronomers are actually saying NASA's not feeding us what we want to know about it. They're hiding some things. They really are. That
I'd
even
rather
in,
be wrong
in their
than
paradigm.
trust a compulsive liar, man. I'm not willing to trust a source that has been caught lying to the degree these people have lied. And that's all they do. They're there to lie. That's what their job is, dude. When you figure it out,
Media,
you'll
dude.
get it. You'll see it.
Can you guys hear me?
The
NASA can
media is
spin it
owned
any way they
and
want
ran
to.
by your government, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of IC spin, they
They're
do
just a
spin the
tool.
story. Yeah, NASA will
But
spin the
ain't
story the
nothing
way they
coming
want.
from space. Ain't nothing leaving here. We're completely safe. God loves you, and He made sure that you're not going to run out of air, water, or food. The only 3 things you need to thrive and survive. God loves you, and He's going to make sure there's abundance of it, and nothing's coming to kill you, and you're not leaving here, dude. You're in a place of safety. And yeah, there's creation.
You wouldn't be alive if this wasn't a container.
Yeah, and the whole point of the solar system itself is a fear mongering thing to start with. We got to leap from planet to planet to make sure our species lives for another time. That's why we build rockets and we try to go to other planets. Yay!
It's fantasy land.
Yeah. Is it because you just find space just incomprehensible?
Non-provable.
It's just non-provable.
It's fairy tale land, dude. There's
you can't.
No evidence to support what they claim, dude. And they have
it's a closed system. You're not leaving it.
The argument is moot, because they failed to prove it, dude.
If it wasn't a closed system, you wouldn't be alive right now.
Really?
They got caught faking it.
I know the way
why'd they get caught faking it, man?
And I know the way your argument if the universe is the closed system, that's going to be the next bit. But I mean, we haven't been able to test any of this stuff out. Even they haven't. They keep changing and pushing the goalpost back. They even changed the atmosphere to the point where it surrounds the moon just recently. Remember NASA saying that? Anybody?
They didn't. I know what you mean, but they didn't mean that the moon is in the Earth's atmosphere. They did not mean that.
What do they mean then?
They meant that they're
claiming there's 2 moons now. I mean, Jesus.
No, they said there are particles that originate on Earth that are found by the moon because they have drifted that far into space.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not what I heard announced in the news clippings. The main headline was
I read the article that you're talking about.
Well, Roger, your buddy JJ doesn't truth the real news, so why are you checking that real news?
It's not real news.
Here's the thing about that. Yeah. You can learn a lot from a deceiver too, because, and my theory is that they leave the truth in your face everywhere because they want to be able to justify that it's your ignorance for falling for it. Okay, so when they have to face the Almighty, then they can say that they did no wrong, dude. Right?
Yeah.
As long as they put the truth out there.
Yeah.
But
I have a paper.
They constantly mock us and show us the truth, dude, right in your face.
I have a physics paper here that was put out by NASA too that actually says that they're leaning more back to Newtonian gravity and trying to get rid of Einstein's theory.
That's why you're able to discern yourself. You need to get in touch with your divine senses and your discernment, bro. And you could see the truth, what's factual and what isn't, without anybody agreeing with you. You could just figure it out by yourself, man, because you are divine, brother.
Yeah. And the thing is, I can release a news article and say anything in it without having to physically prove anything, and people will believe it anyways.
Want to test the shape?
Really. Yeah.
Want to test the shape? Go take a 10-hour plane flight.
Yeah.
Go test the shape. Go look at pitch data.
Yeah. I have some of that if you want to look at it.
The orientation of your body doesn't change no matter where you go. You could sit in a chair and go across the whole thing. I could go from here to Australia and I'll still be sitting in the chair at the same angle. Never changes.
Yeah. And we'll go into Bob Nodell next with gyros.
That's simple. You can get on any ship and you can take a cruise ship anywhere in the world. You'll still be sitting in the same orientation in that chair.
Yeah. Truly, if curvature existed, bro, then flat earthers wouldn't, And
that's simple.
It really is, because none of us here would have a problem living on a spinning ball of water if that was just the case. Like, we don't give a shit what it is. What difference does it make? You've heard that a million times. What difference does it make? It doesn't, right? But the lie matters. It's the who and the why the lie. It has traumatic, catastrophic consequences behind it. Right.
Oh, gentlemen, I want to end the stream now. It's been 2 hours and what?
It was a good stream, bro.
Yeah, my
Thanks for having us up.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, dude. And if you want to let me know what you're talking about earlier, I'll be here for a few minutes. So if you want to hang out and tell me what I did and how I misbehaved, let me in on it.
Okay. Yeah, no problem, man.
It was a good combo, guys. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on,
man.
guys.
Appreciate it.
I really do appreciate it.
No problem.
Yep. Good to see you, Monkey.
I'm going to find a song to play out with. Give me just a second. Cool. I have a library of stuff I don't get copyrighted for. And then I got a library of stuff I do get copyrighted for.
You know, I noticed that is that why you go to Rumble? So that you can play music?
Yes, I play music. Yeah, that's the only reason I go to Rumble. I don't go to Rumble for any other reason at all. Nobody over here wants to go to Rumble, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I got a million dislikes on Rumble.
Yeah. I noticed that you'll kill your stream over here and then you're just playing music over there. It's weird though, because I actually asked about this because I was like, man, like I thought that it didn't matter what platform you were on. Like if you're streaming audio, maybe it's just, I thought that you would get hit no matter where you were streaming it, but I guess not.
No. They don't honor copyrights over there. That's a completely commercial platform. They already pay for a lot of lawyers, so they're good. They don't have to worry about it. You can make more money on Rumble than you can on YouTube.
Okay. I didn't know that. Are you monetized on Rumble, or do you start out monetized, or is it?
Well, you can get monetized right away on Rumble, but you have to have a certain amount of. I think it's like 5 subscribers. I think.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, you don't get much out of them right away. You have to get a good following. They need a good commercial audience they can spend their products to.
Have ads and stuff. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool though.
If you got a popular subject, and this is not a popular subject, if you know.
Right. You got to be gamer.
Yeah, you got to be a gamer. You got to be something that's just mindless and numbing to become popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, night, everybody. The big picture.
Earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people. Literally, it was easier to control 1 million people than physically to kill 1 million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people.
I write books for all boys and girls, my students who will shape their future worlds. That's the purpose I travel the earth for. International institutions I work for. Little by little we unveil the crime. Revelation of the method will come in due time. Meantime, sit close to your TV while we manufacture your fake reality. I'll put my plans in a song, and as I destroy your way of life, I'll make you sing along. Educated well within your paradigm, but you have no clue you're a slave to maritime. Even if you think outside the bubble, I bet you've been convinced that I'm deeply troubled. Cause I said that on a CFR clip, but I hold all power with the superstar grip. Z-Big.
You and I both know Bill Clinton gave Arafat and the Palestinians everything they could have won.
Such a stunningly superficial knowledge of what went on that it's almost embarrassing to listen to you.
Pay attention to the glamour and the glitz if you want your world to keep spinning. Don't ask ridiculous questions to my minions. We molded your every opinion. You will cheer even if your team isn't winning. Very soon we will give you implantable chip to insert in your neck like an animal. Psychological, that is just part 1. Then we use real big microwave harp gun. Z-Big, rock your bell. I should be arrested, investigated, and locked in a cell with no windows and caca on the wall. Forced to drink raccoon piss through a straw. Instead, I've been instructing your president. He'll be dead if he doesn't take his medicine. I groomed him for the job in Chicago. I got more connect than they mob. Anybody with half a brain should know that. I created Al-Qaeda for their blowback.
Psychopath extraordinaire. It's so easy.
Literally.
To murder 1 million.
To kill 1 million people.
Innocent people.
Literally.
Helpless children.
Today, it is infinitely easier.
I'm democratic response to Hank Kissinger. Not quite as famous, but a bit more shiftier. Helping you enjoy your paradigm fantasia. I engineered the domination of Eurasia. I must not tell lie when media asks why. Several million people must die. We will do whatever we deem clever to prevent the barbarians coming together. Cutting edge technology of the season, manipulate emotion, control all reason. The big niv, not the big news. That's Mr. Psycho to you. Disappear you quicker than I order pizza. You don't believe me? Ask my daughter Mika.
I'll smash your teeth in, whore. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm out of control.